welcome you to Lakota West High School. Unfortunately, our pregame is going to have to come from inside the booth. We had a few technical difficulties, but we are still here to bring it to you. Nonetheless, we've got some interesting topics to talk about before what should be Game of the Year here in the GMC. I'm Max Earl. With me is Beck Lucas from Lakota East Broadcasting. Today we're working together with Lakota West Broadcasting. We've got Alex Odell and Andrew Odell, and we've got Nikos Stolenworth.
It's a hard
Stolenworth.
one.
I apologize. We were really scrambling around here to get this to you, but we'll go over kind of what's going on in this game. It should shape who wins the GMC, and we just want to start off with looking at both teams' last games. Me and Beck, we'll talk about East last game against Sycamore, and I mean, it's against Sycamore. What do you expect? Kind of a blowout.
Yeah, but it's a game that you needed to dominate. You went into Colerain and you snuck away with a win. You needed to play Sycamore and dominate. That's exactly what they did. JT Kitna got pulled before the second half started, and it was just a blowout from the start. Sycamore only had one good drive. Their last touchdown drive took 12 minutes off the clock because clock was running, and we had our backups in. It was just dominating from the start for Lakota East. JT Kitna, 10 for 13, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he started 0 for 8 against Colerain. For him to go out there and go 10 for 13, 250 is just great, and it is perfect. It is exactly what you needed going into this insane rivalry game.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, obviously coming off of that close game against Colerain, almost a trap game for East, they did come away with a win, and they were able to take care of business at Sycamore. Obviously, senior night, a lot of guys that don't usually start were in there, and they got the job done against Sycamore, winning with over 50 points on the board. And West, coming off of kind of a similar situation, obviously against Oak Hills, you guys took care of business there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 52-7, and when you think about that score and how incredible it is, it was worse than the 2 games before, allowing that 1 touchdown. But another week of 50 points is incredible. It was a very efficient game. Everyone was clicking. We had special teams getting a touchdown. Reese Mason did incredible. But, I mean, there's not much to say there.
Yeah, there's not much to say, but I think there's one thing is that the passing attack of West definitely got involved a lot there, going up against the worst-ranked pass defense in the GMC. They had a really good day. I think Wiles got a lot more comfortable, and they just did it in every single facet of the game, just complete domination over Oak Hills.
Yeah, so, I mean, both teams come into this game off of big wins, and we kind of want to look at the season so far for East. East currently 5-2 on the year. Only losses coming to Centerville in week 1 and Princeton in week 3, I believe. So, I mean, East's got to be happy with what they got going. Obviously, almost falling to the trap game against Colerain, but obviously JT Kitna in that passing offense. They lead the GMC in passing yards and yards overall. Obviously, want to get some more drives finished because they aren't first in points scored.
Yeah, that goes to Lakota West, who's put up 50 points, and I think 50 points in the last 6 games. That is just crazy, and I bet without a doubt if we played Centerville right now, I think we would beat them. That first week, we didn't really even know how good we were until we played against Mason, got the win there, and then went into Hamilton and took the overtime win. And Hamilton has looked incredible these last couple of weeks. Grayson Goldsmith has really come into his own, and just happy that we were able to go in there, get the overtime win, and we're on what's our winning streak up to? Four
games in a row, yeah.
It's been incredible. I think this could be the best Lakota East football team they've ever had on the field.
Yeah, for sure. And just one thing more I want to mention before we get into West's season. East obviously had struggles on defense last year, but they've really fixed those up. A lot of the same guys returning to play on defense, but seniors like Cohen Reap have really stepped up this year. And, I mean, another thing I want to mention, I'm sure you guys for West will talk about it too, but the Princeton game, I mean, both of us have lost against Princeton, and I think both of us really deserve that win. I mean, flukes on special teams are really the only reason that we aren't undefeated in the GMC.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing with West as well. That game, it was definitely a rough one. I think both teams struggled with special teams that game, West having a muff punt and I believe a missed field goal, and then, of course, the debacles that happened in that East game. But, I mean, the defense for West has just been incredible this year, averaging less than a touchdown per game allowed. It's really – they've put on a show. That's all there is to say.
Yeah, they've done everything you want them to do, and I mean it's all come from that linebacking core. Micah Markley, Cam Thomas, and Grant Bierman. You're going to be hearing a lot of them tonight and trying to stop that rushing attack of Ryder Hooks and East. And I think it's just been a big foundation for West all year. But not only have they've been great in the rushing attack, they've also been great in the passing attack. I mean, their passing defense is first in the GMC, only allowing 64 yards per game, through the air. I mean, that's just amazing. And when you're going up against a team like East, who's first in passing offense in the GMC, it's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a test for East to see, can their offense do it against the best defense they're going to see all year unless they go deep into the playoffs. And I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's going to be scary because obviously, like you guys said, that West defense is without a doubt the best defense in the GMC, and it's not even really close. And I think what is really the difference between this East and West team is East has those playmakers that when they show up, they put up big numbers, but when they don't show up, that East team can really struggle. And I think the difference is that West might not have the flashiest guys out there, but those guys are consistent in every game they show up, and they execute, aside from Princeton, which is both of our flukes, obviously. But, you know, I think this one is going to be either a West shootout where they just get it done against East, or East is actually going to be able to execute, and it's going to be close to the very end. And I don't think you could really ask for a better game here at Lakota West. Kind of a home game for both teams, obviously. A lot of the East fans showed up. A lot of the West fans are here in the student section. If we were out there on the field, you would see them in the background, but unfortunately we are in the booth. But you got to believe me, there is a lot of fans in this stadium right now.
Yeah, this place is pumped up. I mean, there's not really a better place to be on a Friday night like this. It's perfect atmosphere for football. I'm excited. I know both of these teams are going to show what they're built for today. It's the biggest game this season. I know both coaches have been preaching it in practice. This is the game. If you're going to win one game this year, it's this one. Doesn't matter your record. Doesn't matter anything. These are the games you have to win if you want to be head football coach of Lakota West or Lakota East.
Yeah, and I think a big difference between this East-West game is I'll bring up the comparison on the screen. You'll see there, I think usually this East-West game is going to be a blowout for one side or the other. Obviously, the last few years it's been West just destroying East, and the year in 2018, the last time East won that, it was a blowout as well. But this game is going to be close because both these teams are dominant forces in the GMC, and on paper they're pretty close. Obviously, West defense executing better than East defense, but on the offensive side of the ball, both these teams are very dangerous. So it should be very interesting to see how they fare as we'll move on to the keys in this game for both teams. And I think for East, it's just getting those playmakers to execute. Kitna, obviously, a great passer, but he does overthrow some deep balls. He's got to hone those in, and Ryder Hooks, that great running back. You know, East guys just have to show up because if they don't, this is going to be a quick game over for West.
Yeah, when East's playmakers are on, they are really on. But when they're not, a game like Coleraine can happen. Almost getting upset there. It's just a matter of being on it. JT Kitna has to hit on more of those deep balls, and throws about 10 a game, only hits on about 2 of them. If he can just get that number, maybe 60% on his deep balls, they could really dominate through the air. This is definitely Lakota West's toughest matchup, at least in the quarterback position, because, I mean, the GMC, other than JT Kitna, other than Sam Wiles, there's no real efficient quarterback. So this is definitely, West has their work cut out for him.
And one other thing I want to touch on is a lot of, in early parts of these games that West has played, the opposing team has started off taking shots downfield. Now, have they worked out? Most of the time not. But they have gotten single coverage down the field, and that's usually what they like to do on some of those first plays of the game. If I'm East, that's the first play I'm thinking of, taking a shot right down the field, getting my offense jumped up, getting the student section into the game, and getting a quick momentum shift early. And I think, you know, if they can get that going, if they can get that passing attack going, we could be in for a very, very entertaining game, a very close matchup, and one, you know, to be remembered for decades.
Yeah, and not just that, but, you know, obviously I think the offense, I think they're going to do a great job. They've done it all year. But also defensively and through the special teams. The special teams for East has really struggled all season in pretty much all the aspects. And you saw it a lot against Princeton. But defensively, a team like West, you really cannot make the simple mistake. You have to be focused, locked in, and if they want to get the win, they're going to have to do those things.
Yeah, he's going to have to execute on all sides of the ball. Obviously, like you mentioned, special teams being an issue. And they can't afford to end drives without points against this West team because I think, obviously, West best against the pass defense. They are not a team you want to come back up from or want to play against from behind. You want to get out early or at least keep it close.
Yeah, East cannot come out flat in any quarter in this one. They have to come out strong, and they have to come out in the second half strong. And in that West-Princeton game, Lakota West just they came out flat in almost every quarter, just that Princeton D-line dominated them. That's how East has to play. They have to go in with that mindset that they can get into the backfield, and they're going to have to try and contain Sam Wiles. East D linemen, they're not the fastest on the edge, so I'm a little bit scared for what Sam Wiles could do when he gets outside the pocket. Those read options, East has struggled a little bit against these mobile quarterbacks and these dual threat quarterbacks. So Sam Wiles, the best dual threat quarterback in the GMC, they're going to have to try and shut him down, and I think he can easily go over 100 yards in this one on the ground. Just got to try and keep him contained.
Yeah, and with that, we will move on to looking around the GMC. Obviously, this is going to be your game of the week, as it will most likely, unless both these teams can't take care of business last week of the season, it should determine the GMC winner. So we'll start with Hamilton playing on the road at Coleraine, and, I mean, for me at least, Hamilton has come into a league of their own this second half of the season. I mean, both these teams were Hamilton lost to both East and West earlier in the season, but Grayson Goldsmith has carried this squad to being a real contender for the GMC. If only they would have played that way the first half of the season, and I predict a 47-6 win for Hamilton.
Yeah, it's just they're going against Coleraine, and Coleraine, they haven't won in like 800 days. It's something absurd. And just Hamilton, Grayson Goldsmith is putting up Ashton Genty numbers, and it's just crazy. I think there's no way Coleraine's going to be able to contain him. I have Hamilton winning this one 42-14.
Yeah, and going off your point right there about Hamilton and Coleraine and how they've played in these, last couple games, Coleraine, 20-game losing streak. Hamilton, 5-game win streak. Give me Big Blue, 35-6 over Coleraine.
Yeah, I'm not really worried for Hamilton. They are going to take care of Coleraine. Like you said, 20 straight games. I really do feel bad for them. I really thought they'd take care of business against Sycamore. Unfortunately, they did not. And I really think Grayson Goldsmith, he's been on a historic run. I believe 12 touchdowns in the last 3 games. I got Hamilton 42-0.
And with that, we'll move on. Oak Hills playing away at Fairfield. This, I think, outside of this game, is the closest matchup you'll have in the GMC this week. Oak Hills has had their struggles on defense, to say the least, and Fairfield kind of in the same boat. Both these teams definitely in the bottom half of the GMC, but when they match up against each other, it should at least it should be a little bit of fireworks in that game, and I think this one's going to be really close. I have Fairfield coming out on top 27-24, just barely edging it out over Oak Hills, but I think this one's really anybody's game.
Yeah, both of these teams do not have a great defense, but their offensive playmakers are there. Oak Hills has the 2 maxes, and Fairfield has Tyler George. Dominic Back started the year really well, but he hasn't been putting up the same numbers as he did at the start, so they're going to have to lean on Tyler George, get that run game going, and against Oak Hills, I think they're going to be able to do that. This one is, without a doubt, going to be a shootout. I have Oak Hills winning 38-35.
Well, I mean, this has been the one I've been conflicted on all week. I mean, every time I look at it, I think a different way, but I think I'm going to give it to Fairfield 42-35. This is a high-flying offense. Obviously, Tyler George, he is going to get the job done against one of the worst defenses in the GMC, but don't sleep on Max Supe, a dynamic RPO guy. He is going to be dangerous. It really could go either way, but I flip a coin, and I got Fairfield.
Yeah, I'm on kind of the same boat right there as everyone else has been. I think it's going to be a very close matchup. I mean, you look at both of those teams, very good offenses. Fairfield, they've lost 5 in a row since starting the season 2-0 in GMC play. And their last loss came 62-30 to Princeton. They might have given up 62 points, but they put up 30. So give me Fairfield 31-28 over Oak Hills.
Yeah, and with that, we'll move on to Princeton facing off at Middletown. Now, obviously, this game could determine 2 more GMC winners, but Princeton has lost one against Hamilton, which really opened the door for West and East to win it. And, I mean, if somehow Middletown can pull off a win in this one, it would be huge for both these teams in the GMC. Whoever comes away with this one, it's going to be even more important. And but unfortunately, though, Middletown has really struggled this second half of the season. They came out hard, 4-0, obviously beating 3 teams in a row, but those were the bottom 3 teams in the GMC. And Princeton, while they have had their struggles the last couple of weeks, I think they take care of business, and I predict them winning this one 35-14.
I don't know. Princeton has just played very poorly. At least their defense has these past couple of weeks. Their offense is definitely still there, but just something is wrong with that Princeton team, and Middletown does have the guys that can make plays. Jeremiah Landers and Maximilian Johnson. I think Jeremiah Landers is their quarterback. Who's Chandler Shields, their other receiver? They can when they get the ball in their hands, they can put up numbers. They did it against East, and I don't know. I think this one's also going to be a shootout, like the Oak Hills game. I do have Princeton winning it 42-38.
Yeah, I mean, this game, it is so important because obviously Princeton up there in the GMC, but if Princeton loses tonight, the winner here is going to be the likely GMC leader. And I really want Middletown to take care of business, but, I mean, if we're being realistic, I think Princeton does take it 35-7.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be one of the most interesting matchups we see tonight. I'm kind of leaning toward this being a very close game. When you look at the stat sheet here, Middletown's second in passing offense in the GMC, whereas Princeton on defense, 7th in pass defense. I think it's kind of a mismatch, and especially with how Princeton's been playing as of late. They beat Oak Hills by 13. They lost by 34 to Hamilton. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that this one's going to be close. I do think Princeton pulls it out. I think Paul Nelson and that defense gets the job done. I think, D'Angelo Birch leads them to a close win, 21-17, but it is very close. Middletown almost pulls off the upset.
Yeah, that one will be very interesting to watch. Obviously, Princeton going to want to take care of business there because they want to win that GMC. We'll move on to Mason, who is playing at Sycamore, and I don't think any of us really have a lot to say about this one. I mean, Sycamore, how did you beat Coleraine? That is my biggest question on the year. I mean, if you look at them on paper, they are the worst in pretty much every single category. Both sides of their team look flat, and I think that Mason just takes care of business in this one. A free win, 38-0. I don't even think Sycamore can score on this Mason defense.
Yeah, I mean, Mason, their offense has struggled pretty much all season long. But, I mean, when you're playing Sycamore, your offense is going to look good. I do think Mason wins 35-0. I don't see Sycamore scoring. I like Levi Simpson, but the run game is it is not going to be it, and Mason is going to take this one.
Yeah, Mason's D has been above average this year. They've played really well, and like you said, it's Sycamore. I don't think there's any way Sycamore's going to have a chance in this one. I predict Mason's going to win 45-0.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Nothing else to really say. Mason 28-0. Let's just get this one over with.
Yeah, I mean, poor Sycamore. They've just got to look on to next year. I mean, they got the win at least. But now it's time for the most important prediction. Obviously, what everyone here is here for. It's East-West. And, man, I think this game's either going to be a blowout in West's favor or it's going to be close to the very end like we talked about earlier. I do think that if Lakota East can start fast with the help of this crowd, I mean, this game is really going to come down to which team has more momentum. And I think East could squeak out a win 42-38 against West, but it's going to be very difficult. And I don't know how confident I am in my pick, to be honest.
Yeah, I am a little bit scared in this one, but I'm in the same boat as you. I think the only way East is going to be able to come out with a win in this one is if they score on almost every drive. They're going to have to be constantly moving the ball downfield and punching it into the end zone. But it's going to be so hard against this West defense, who is first in everything in the GMC. Definitely their biggest test of the year. But if East can pull it off, I think it's going to be 42-35 Lakota East.
I do have Lakota West winning. I don't think I could go to school on Monday if I didn't say West is going to win. I think it'll be close, in the first half. West has, in the last few games allowed some big plays, and I think when you're playing a really good team like East, those big plays are going to amount to something. So I think it'll be close around that first half, but I do think West pulls away 38-17.
Yeah, coming into this game, East having their best season in a long, long time. Their fans showed up. Their players showed up. Their coaches showed up. Everyone showed up. Everyone came out here to support this team. They're having a great season. They've won 4 in a row. Everything's leaning towards East, making this thing close, making this thing a competitive and amazing game in the GMC. Give me the Firebirds 38-14.
And with that, we want to thank you so much for tuning in early. It looks like they're about to start the national anthem here, so we will say goodbye to you for now, but we will be back for kickoff and what should be game of the year here in Lakota West, here at Lakota West High School. We will see you very shortly, and until then, stick around. Welcome back to Lakota West High School. We are less than, I would say, minutes away from kickoff. And while we have a second just right before kickoff, we'll compare the two teams one more time as the kickoff teams run out there. Obviously, big part of this, GMC standing first and second. East 6-2, West 7-1, and both these teams looking secure the spot at the top of the GMC.
Yeah, I mean, if Middletown is able to pull off the upset at Princeton, this game will most likely decide who is going to win the GMC. Both East and West have easy matchups in their next game, so this is the game. I don't think there's ever been an East-West game with higher stakes than it is tonight, and I am excited.
The kick is underway, and it is fielded at about the 5-yard line, and it looks like, I believe Carter Jones tried to get it out. He's out of bounds at the 24, and out will trot the Lakota West defense and the Lakota East offense, led out by none other than JT Kitna.
What a year JT Kitna has had. 19 touchdowns through the air, only 2 interceptions. UAB commit, and he is looking to put up big numbers against Lakota West, who has the top defense in the GMC, trying to prove what he can do tonight.
Yeah, this duel is going to be insane. The #1 defense versus the #1 quarterback in the GMC. I mean, I get your popcorn. That's all I got to say.
In motion is Ryder Hooks. JT Kitna will take the first snap, and there's movement before the play. East will start with a false start, not what you want, and this West crowd riled up early.
Yeah, and that's really just, those are the miscues I was talking about pregame. You cannot make those against a strong West team. You're going to have to limit those as much as you can, and that is a bad start. But with this crowd, I mean, not much you can do.
Yeah, it's been interesting. These past couple of weeks, East has really struggled with the false start penalty, and it's not something you want to start out with against Lakota West in the biggest game of the year.
Chauncey Peck, the back in the backfield alongside Ryder Hooks. Kitna fakes the handoff. It goes outside to Chauncey Peck, who can't get out of the first tackle. A big tackle made there by Cam Thomas will end the run.
What a play. I think that was Finn Mason with that hit. I mean, he and his brother, Reese, they have been incredible. He just flew in there. He read that like a book, and he made the big play.
And this is what Lakota East needed to not have happen. They needed to come out strong, get a big play, at least pick up 1 first down on this opening drive. Cannot go 3 and out here. Kitna going to have to cook up something now.
Yeah, 2nd and 16. They've really backed themselves up here. In the shotgun, Kitna's got Ryder Hooks. He'll motion him out. Pressure doesn't come from West. Kitna fires it out for the first time tonight. It's complete, but it's not going to go anywhere. Ryder Hooks couldn't find any space on the left side.
This defense has been all over so far. I mean, Colin Ogletree just flew across the double and took him out, and that is going to bring up 3rd and long. We've mentioned it all year on our broadcast. This is where West strives.
Yeah, and on these 3rd and long situations, JT Kitna, he likes to roll out in the pocket and try to make a play downfield. Look for that here.
3rd down and 14. Kitna trying to get him with the hard count. It doesn't work. He steps back. He's going to air one out over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. Finn Mason, he was alone there. I think Zion Neal stumbled on his route, and West is set up in prime field position to start this game.
If you want to talk about making a statement on the first drive against the best quarterback in the GMC, that's how you did it. Just a rough route, just a little bit of a miscommunication right there from Neal and Kitna, and now West and this offense is going to set up in perfect position to score.
That will bring out Lakota West's offense, led out by Sam Wiles, and he leads the GMC in overall yards. He is a threat through the air and on the ground, and he will try to get this West offense started hot. East couldn't execute on their first drive. West comes out in the shotgun.
West has really loved that shotgun all year. I mean, they do it pretty much all season long.
And too much movement there on West side. We'll get a false start for that offense. 2 guys try to go in motion at the same time.
Yeah, well, going back to East's last drive, that 3rd down play, I mean, even if Zion Neal didn't stumble on that route, that was an ill-advised throw. Safety was right there. JT Kitna got to avoid those in this one. I mean, that is a huge turnover, and you can't have that on the first drive.
You're going to see a lot of false starts. I mean, both of these student sections have really shown out, and you're going to see the impact.
So here, the snap to Sam Wiles. He'll take it himself, trying to get outside. Parker Elam can't wrap him up. The second wave of tackles can't get him either. And what a run by Sam Wiles on 1st and 15. He gets about 12 of those yards back.
And they had him in the backfield. Could not bring him down, and that's just what Sam Wiles does. He's done it all year. He doesn't go down on first contact. One of the hardest running quarterbacks I've seen, especially in high school. Definitely the best running quarterback in the GMC.
Yeah, something I love about Wiles is he is the best of making nothing out into something, and he does not give up on the play. There was 4 or 5 East defenders right there to take him out, and he just did what he had to do.
Johnson will get his first carry of the night, trying to find room. He's close to the first down marker. We'll see where they mark him. They're marking 3rd down, so it's going to be 3rd and very short. And East has a chance to make a stand, but this West offense is really good on 3rd and short situations.
And this is definitely, if you want to make a statement on 3rd and 2, if you stop in a very strong RPO offense, they can run, they can throw, they got multiple guys who can run. I mean, that is something that you need to do if you're Lakota East.
3rd and 2. Wiles in the shotgun will motion Johnson out to the right. He takes the snap himself. Going up the middle, he's got a lot of room. No one's going to stop him, and West will go up first. Sam Wiles walks in untouched. 6-0 West.
And that is exactly what we were talking about, getting the crowd roaring. Sam Wiles, he saw the play, he called the audible, he took it right up the middle, and he did what he had to do. And that is a touchdown for Lakota West. Not looking good for Lakota East defensively.
I could be seeing it wrong, but I believe his jersey is torn. On that first play, I think it's ripped down the middle. I mean, like you said, that's what Sam Wiles does. You're going to have to stop that. You cannot let him do that to you all night. And that happened against Coleraine, where the running back was able to just find a hole right in the middle and take it for a big touchdown.
Extra point, up and good. So West will start 7-0. East now forced to respond after a first drive that was frankly just a disaster. 3 plays that just didn't work out at all, and it obviously ended up with a turnover.
Well, I would be more worried if East hadn't been in these situations before. They've been put in this a couple times. They were down 24-14 against Hamilton and were able to come back in that second half, get the win in overtime. They were down quick to Coleraine. So expect them to keep playing their game, moving the ball how they want to move the ball, and just keep doing what they've been doing all year. I don't think East is gonna shy away from keep taking the shots even after that interception. But like you said, they have to respond on this.
And you
next drive.
see there the quarterback battle, really the talking point in this game. JT Kitna, Sam Wiles, the 2 pretty clear-cut first and second best quarterbacks in the GMC, and it could really be a coin toss for which one's better. Sam Wiles on the ground can be a beast, but JT Kitna through the air, when he can get things working, he is dangerous in the pocket.
So we just got word that I believe Sam Wiles' jersey ripped, so he will be rocking the number 24 under center.
And Sam Wiles, a hard runner, kind of to be expected, not afraid of contact at all. And it's really like having a running back in that quarterback position that can also throw the ball very accurately, as the kickoff will sail into the end zone. East will let it go out. They'll start at the 20, and they've got to start with a better drive than they came out with for their first one.
Yeah, no run plays other than the toss back to Chauncey Peck, but they keeping the ball out of the hands of Ryder Hooks, where I'm kind of surprised. I think they're definitely going to go to him on this next drive. Got to at least see how the run game might be working in this one. Just got to stay with the chains, cannot get backed up and have to make a big play on 3rd down. It's going to lead to turnovers and just a lot of miscommunications like you saw in the last one.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier. You do not want to get back or down early because then you have to pass.
Kitna steps back on 1st and 10, airs one out, and he's got Jaden Shea, but he can't haul it in. What a drop by Jaden Shea. That would have been a huge first down, but he just couldn't get the concentration to bring that one in.
I mean, and Jaden Shea is just a big play guy. I mean, doesn't have the most catches, but every time he catches it, it is a huge play. I am shocked he didn't pull that one in, and that's just mistakes that you cannot make in this one.
That was great coverage right there by Joel Drake. You know, he was on him all the way. Had a good throw, just wasn't able to connect it.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. Once again, empty backfield. Kitna motions Ryder Hooks with him. Kitna steps back. Here's a screen pass. There's a flag down. Zion Neal trying to make anybody miss, but the entire West defense swarmed to him. And we'll see what the flag is, but regardless, that play went nowhere.
Great play by Micah Markley. I mean, great runner of Zion Neal, but he was upheld by Micah, and he just took all that force and sent it right back to him into the ground.
Yeah, and he knew this game was going to be tough going in. I mean, West has the #1 defense, but I expected East to show a little bit more than this coming out the game. But I think with time, they will get hemmed in, and they'll start making plays downfield, but just not the start you wanted to have.
It's 3rd and 7, and there's the hard count. We'll see who the refs give it to. And it's going to be a jump on the West defense. So East will get a free 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 2, and that's a lot more manageable for an East offense that hasn't moved the ball at all yet.
Yeah, it goes from an obvious passing situation to now you can run or pass. So that is huge. And JT Kidna just really good with that hard count. Gets a lot of teams to jump, and even a very disciplined team like West on that one.
And this gives East a lot more options. You can throw, obviously, with your star QB, but you got Ryder Hooks in the backfield, who is going to be a threat.
Getting motions Hooks in the backfield. He'll hand it off. Hooks finds some room, and he's able to get the corner, and he got a lot of room there past the 40-yard line. Finally, East finds a spark on offense, and they get a much-needed first down.
Yeah, after that run, I doubt they're not going to go right back to him. Ryder Hooks has had a heck of a season. First couple of games he wasn't in due to an injury, but ever since he's been back, he has been dominant. Had a huge game against Sycamore, huge game against Coleraine. He's got to get hot in this one. If they're able to get the run game, that's going to really shock this West defense, who that's really where they shine.
It's 1st and 10 now. A little bit of motion before the snap, but they won't call it, and Ryder Hooks again explodes through the middle of the line, and he's about 2 yards short of the first down. Finally, some life out of this East offense, but this West defense is eager to answer back.
Now look at Kitna getting in there and making some blocks. You don't see that too often as a QB, just showing his hustle, and he's all for this team.
So it's 2nd down and 4. Trying to get him to jump again. He'll look to the sideline for an audible. He's got a little bit of momentum now, but they still haven't gotten anything really going through the passing game. Chris Boyer motioned in close to the line.
The play clock is currently down.
Kitna takes the snap, pressure coming, fires it out, and this time Jaden Shea's able to reel it in, and he's got more than enough for the first down. He's past midfield, and a drive starting to form now. The West defense going to have to come up with an answer.
And that O-line really holding up on that one, and they're going to have to do that all night. This West defense is scary. They've gotten around 10 sacks on the season, so not the most dominant pass rush ever, but if they just get JT Kitna to have a clean pocket, he can make the throws and move the ball down the field.
Kitna steps back. It's tipped at the line. Dangerous play, almost intercepted. Man, that one was a great heads-up play there by the D-line.
Yeah, that was a great play by the D-line, but also outside that play, got to give props to Kitna. You know, he had a really rough first drive, but it has not phased him. He came back, got to have that short memory, and he's proven that here on the second drive where he has been moving the ball.
2nd and 10 after the tipped pass. Kitna wants the refs to call that, but they're not going to give it to him. 2nd down still. We've seen Kitna a lot this season start out with an empty backfield, and he'll usually motion someone back there with him. This time he won't. He steps back, empty backfield. Trying to find something. He'll roll out to the left. Fires one over the top to P.J. McFarland, who reels it in. The junior tight end makes another big play on the season, and East is in the red zone at the 10-yard line.
What a job from the O-line. No one was even near him. Huge throw from JT Kitna, and P.J. McFarland reels in another huge grab. He is having a heck of a season.
Hey, you're seeing East go fast here, not letting that momentum, go away and just slip down, and they are definitely doing a much better job on this drive than you saw on that last drive.
1st down and goal. Kitna steps back. Pressure comes. He gets away from the first wave. Still rolling. He'll go upfield, and a big tackle there by none other than Finn Mason. He's made another big play already, and he comes up big on that play.
It was a good job from JT Kitna not forcing anything into the end zone. Cannot throw an interception here. You got it down to the red zone. Just East going to have to try and punch it in.
If Mason does not make that tackle, that could go a lot worse for Lakota West. I mean, he definitely made the right read, but Mason just stopped on a dime and flew to the other side of the field to make the tackle.
So with that 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line, Ryder hooks in the backfield. Kitna steps back again, trying to find something. Pressure coming from behind, and he's got Carter Jones in the back of the end zone. So East able to answer back. 7-6 the score, and we are getting some action here early on in this game.
Yeah, it scared me at the start with the interception and then quick touchdown, but East not letting it get away from them. They're tying this game up, and this is definitely shaping up to be, it's going to be game of the year. What? I mean, there's such stakes in this one. Winner takes GMC in the rivalry game. That was a huge drive from JT Kidna.
That was an incredible throw. I mean, I saw Cam Thomas fly off the edge, beat his man, and he almost got to him. I mean, he just stayed comfortable in the pocket and made a perfect throw.
The extra point by Fitzstevens is good, almost blocked. But nonetheless, and I mean, going back to that touchdown pass, it looked like if Kitna held that ball for a split second faster, that would have been a strip sack for West.
Yeah, well, very glad it wasn't. And he's come back. He threw the interception, and he was almost perfect on that drive. That was a huge drive for us. I cannot stress enough how big of a momentum changer that is. And now West offense is going to be backed up on their side of the field, barring a huge return. I mean, Reese Mason does have that returning ability, but now they're going to actually have to go the full length of the field, and I think East defense is going to show what they're made of on that one.
Yeah, both returners, I mean, on either side of the ball, they are incredible. Reese Mason has 2 this year, one of them being a returned blocked kick, but that blocked punt, I mean, if they don't kick it through the back of the end zone, just be careful because he's got some wheels on his legs.
Yeah, well, with A.J. Fitzstevens out there, they put in Tyler Gruber when they want to just bomb the kick in the back of the end zone. But with A.J. Fitzstevens, he's their guy that they use when they want to go onside kick or a little pooch kick to the left or right side of the field. So I wouldn't expect this one to go into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, and East likes to take risks on the kickoffs with the onside kicks. I feel like this is a little too early, though, to try something that risky, but they're going to try it. The onside kick, not even going to be close to working, though. West was able to jump on it, so they'll start at about midfield. Maybe not the smartest decision there by the East kickoff team.
Yeah, we're just trying some trickery, trying to get the ball back to their offense. And like we said, expect at least one onside kick a week. You don't get it every time, and against a team like West, who's most definitely prepared for that, there is just no chance.
I'm sorry, but I just can't. I don't like the call if you're East because you just tied it up. You have the momentum on their side. You don't really need to do anything like that, and it's a little too drastic to do here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Nikos. I think maybe not the smartest play call from the East sideline. A little too aggressive as the screen pass is out there to Tyson Davis, who's able to get close to the first down marker. West has a lot of guys on offense who might not have the most receptions in the GMC, but they can get it done on the ground.
Yeah, Tyson Davis, he's been a guy who's really exploded the last few weeks. He has been that deep threat, but, you know, maybe if there wasn't such a stacked running back room or maybe city, I mean, there are a lot of guys there. He might be playing some running back, but he is definitely a guy to watch, maybe some deep threats, and that speed on him is crazy.
Big handoff. Sam Wiles will keep it. He's tripped up. Good trip there by the East D line. I think maybe if that wouldn't have happened, he could have gone all the way.
I mean, it is just incredible. Again, I thought I had him wrapped up on the first one, but he just always will break the first. Is he wearing 2?
Yeah, I guess they must have found some backup jersey. That's just what the information I was told, but looks like he's good out there in number 2.
So Wiles in the shotgun on a new set of downs after the good run. He takes another snap to the left side. East not able to get him on the first tackle. Cohen Reap misses him as well. And finally, the East defense able to wrap him up after a gain of 8. This East D-line has got to do a better job of catching Sam Wiles when he goes on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, they've almost got him in the backfield every time he's run, except for the touchdown run, but they just cannot bring him down. And he's not the hugest quarterback, but it's just something about him. He just always breaks that first tackle.
His size, I mean, it makes him perfect for running. It kind of scares me sometimes taking all those hits under center, but, I mean, he is so slippery. I mean, he just escapes all the pressure and always turns a negative play into a positive.
2nd down and 2. After the good run on first down, Tyson Davis motions in. Sam Wiles will keep it again to the left side, and he's uncontested. Finally pushed out of bounds, but he's all the way to the 25-yard line. And this West run game, at least with Sam Wiles, has been incredibly effective early on.
Yeah, East has done a great job all year of stopping, big-name running backs. They stopped Tyler George. They stopped Grayson Goldsmith. But when you got Braden Johnson and Sam Wiles to worry about, it's going to be a handful, and you're seeing it right now. They don't even have to pass the ball. Just running it on almost every play with Sam Wiles, and he's getting them about 10 yards a carry.
First down and 10. Braden Johnson will take the carry to the right side, and he's got 7. East has got to stop this run game as West is just pounding it down their throats right now.
Yeah, it starts with the D-line. You got to just get quicker out there, hit them in the backfield. You can't let them find a hole because they will run right through it. And then you're asking your secondary to go up there and make a tackle on a physical power back in Braden Johnson, and it's just something you really have to avoid. Stop him in the backfield as soon as he gets the ball.
Yeah, if I'm East, you have to put all your defense going against this rush defense because it is going to be a long night.
Second down run up the middle, and finally East able to stop him at least a little bit. It'll bring up a third down and short, and it shouldn't be much of a problem, though, for West. If we're being honest, they have been great in short down situations, and this East defense hasn't really gotten any penetration early.
Yeah, and what we saw against Princeton, they are the only team to beat Lakota West so far this season, and the way they did it was they stopped the run game, and West did not do a very good job of adapting to that. We might see it a little bit better here tonight if East can get some pressure, but I think that's step one if you're Lakota East.
So third down and 2. Wiles fakes the handoff, takes it up the middle. A lot of contact, but he's got the first down and a little bit more. West inside the red zone and knocking on the door of the end zone.
Well, you're going to have to do something to try and stop that. I mean, load the box, but, I mean, if you load the box, Sam Wiles could easily just drop back and make a throw. It's just the trials that come with this amazing Lakota West offense and this defense, middle of the road stats-wise. They're going to have to make some big plays. I think the way they're going to have to stop this West offense is getting turnovers. And Sam Wiles has turned the ball over quite a bit. He has 4 fumbles, 3 interceptions, but so far the only turnover has been for Lakota East.
Yeah, East has a lot of star players. You got Connor Cruz leading the GMC in interceptions, and of course Cohen Reap, who has done an incredible job, but they're going to have to play more as a unit if they want to stop Sam Wiles.
First and 10 from the 14-yard line. Wiles fakes the handoff once again, and, man, he is just averaging enough to keep the chains moving as he gets about 6 on that run. He's been unstoppable so far.
Yeah, when your line is creating that much space for you to run through, of course you're going to run for about 6 yards every carry. So later in the game, this D-line got to change something to try and stop that.
Second and 5 coming up as a result.
I want to see Sam Wiles catch this defense off guard. I mean, they've been expecting the run. I mean, that is a lot of straight run plays. If we can get a nice pass over the middle, maybe a slant route, I think that could do wonders for this West offense.
Yeah, and he's got to watch out for it as that could very likely be coming. Pressure comes from the East defense. Sam Wiles trying to power forward. He's close to the marker. We'll see if the refs give it to him. They'll mark it third down and short. So once again, first and second down for West, get them close enough to the first down marker that they shouldn't have much of a problem converting it here.
You've seen those big guys come in. You got to expect a run play. I think East every play, the last 3 or 4 plays, they're like, this is the play. They are going to throw it here. And West just has not switched up their game plan, and I don't think they will here. They just brought in 2 bigger tight ends, Xavier Radica and another huge player down, to make some nice blocks.
Yeah, and obviously Braden Johnson, too, the power back in there as well. So anything could really happen here as Braden Johnson gets the carry to the left side. 20% of his runs are touchdowns. That one's not going to be one. There's a flag. We'll see what the call is. It looks like holding on the West offense.
Johnson had the route. He just a little slip there. East gets a very lucky break unless West decides to go for it.
The flag going to be still awaiting the official call. And East, obviously, if it is a holding call, they got to choose if they want to let them try again with a 3rd and 12 or if they're just going to let it go to 4th and 2, because I think if I'm West, I go for it on this 4th and short because you've had so much success with it so far, and the only reason it didn't work on that last play is because of a stumble.
Yeah, so it's definitely 4-down territory for the Firebirds. They will decline it. Now West has the decision. Do they go for it? They have Kofi Dubufor, who I expect he will hit this one through with all the pressure, but it's going to be a hard decision to make.
I don't know. The way West has been moving the ball, getting a signal from the coaches, I think they're definitely going to try and punch this into the end zone. If East is able to get the stop here, that's going to be huge momentum for them. But I don't know, with the way West is moving the ball, you got to make a play somehow.
So the East crowd on their feet. 4th down and 4 after the stumble on the run. Huge play. Wiles steps back for the first time, throws it, and it is bobbled and caught. What a catch by Tyson Davis. I thought he was going to drop it, but man, he hauled in a tough catch, and West takes the lead once again.
That was perfect coverage, but that throw and catch was just even better. You got to like that block from Brent Johnson. He made that slip up on the last play. He makes the incredible block, catch, and just gives Sam Wiles enough time to make that throw. And what a bobbling catch. I told you to watch out for Tyson Davis, and he's proving why here.
The extra point up and good. 14-7, 9 seconds left in the first quarter, and we've gotten what we wanted out of this game so far. 2 high-powered offenses just really slinging the rock back and forth. Obviously, though, West doing it on the ground. Both these defenses got to adjust after East had the long drive and West now has the long drive.
Well, now East has to go out and answer again. And like we said, we thought if East has a chance in this one, they're going to have to do it by going through a shootout with Lakota West. They're going to have to score on almost every drive here on out. And when you started with an interception, it's not what you want to do. You're going to have to make some plays on offense, just try and keep up with Sam Wiles.
And I'm just happy. We got a good game tonight. I mean, the amount of blowouts I've seen the last few weeks, they are not fun to call. And especially in that second half, I think you guys can attest to maybe some of the – it must have stunk, being in a close game with Coleraine, but at least, it was a fun game to call, I'm sure. And we're seeing one of the best of the night tonight.
Yeah, for sure. That Coleraine game gave us a few heart attacks, but outside of that game, the last month or so has just been boring blowouts. I think this one of those games, I think even no matter which way it goes, if it stays close, I'm happy up here in the booth calling this one. And so far, it looks like it's going to go back and forth. East offense coming out now. They've got to put together another long drive like they did last time out. And, I mean, they got some momentum on offense, but you wonder how much of that is gone after such a long West offensive drive.
Defense, they allowed the touchdown, but they have done a pretty good job of holding it, holding down the fort for the most part, giving the offense chances to score.
We apologize. That will do it for the first quarter. We will see you back in just a second. We welcome you back. Little celebration on the field. It is senior night here at Lakota West. And East has switched sides. 2nd and 5 after a good first down run by Ryder Hooks. They'll start the second quarter with the ball. They want to answer back to West, who just had a very long drive.
Getting a really good first quarter. I mean, what a first quarter. Both teams, both defenses, offenses, everyone has been, having a great game. And
apologize for technical difficulties. Zion Neal trying to find room on the left side. He found some. I don't know how many yards he got. It was hard to tell from up here. I think he's short of the first down marker. It'll bring up third down and short.
Look at that speed. I mean, I thought for sure he was going to get less than 2 yards, but he just snuck through, cut around that left outside, and, you know, got that, I believe, first down or at least close to it.
Yeah, Zion Neal, such a fast receiver. If he's able to get loose on a deep ball, Kitten is able to hit on it. I mean, happened all year. When Zion Neal's wide open downfield, Kitten just has to hit him. And if that can happen tonight, that would be huge for the momentum of East.
We apologize for camera quality and cutting away. Not sure what's going on there. As the ball was snapped, there's flags on both sides of the line. A lot of movement there. Not sure what just happened.
I believe Kitna dropped. I'm not sure about the flag, but I did see Kitna fumbling with that, and that's why West was able to pounce so quickly.
Yeah, I think maybe a false start or encroachment was called, and then the snap still happened. They're going to pick up the flag. Going to be fourth down now after what can only be described as a disaster there. I'm not sure what happened. Miscommunication with the center, and Kitna brings out the punt team. Not what you want as East at all.
Yeah, that's a drive that you have to have at least move the ball downfield a little bit. You're punting in your own team.
Be careful of Reese Mason. He has been dangerous all year. He had one last week go to the house, and one of my favorite players to watch.
The punt is high. Bounces. It's going backwards. East trying to get on it, and it will be down at what looks like the 36-yard line. So West once again has good starting field position, and they will try to execute here and build the lead to a 2-score lead.
Yeah, and you got to keep West out of your territory. They've just ran the ball down your throats. This is a must stop for Lakota East.
Poor punt right there. Not a great punt, but then the bounce. I mean, not very unfortunate for Lakota East. That one just bounced up, I think, like 10 yards downfield for Lakota West. I think that might be our leading receiver so far tonight.
Flags coming in before anyone's even set. An illegal substitution called on West.
That's 2 weeks in a row we've had that. I can't believe, I'm sure Bolden is unhappy about that one.
Yeah, very strange call. You don't see that one a lot, especially before anyone is even set. So it's now 1st and 15. They've backed themselves up a little bit, but nonetheless, they still are starting on East side of the ball, and they have been effective on the ground early. They've only thrown it once, but that one pass was a touchdown. Wiles hands it off. First carry here, and the ball came out there. East jumped on it. They'll say he's down. Kenyon Norman on his first carry of the night has a little bit of a scare, but he was down, so it won't be a disaster.
Yeah, I do think he was down there. I think the ground was what popped that ball loose. East crowd, they don't like it. I can't imagine why. But I think that was definitely down, and Lakota West, nice run right there, bring up second down.
Yeah, it was a nice run, but, man, did he get popped on the end of that one. Definitely why he dropped. I mean, he was down, but when he got hit, just, whew. I mean, East has had some massive hits this year, and it's been a lot of players injured. It's been not fun to watch. I mean, it feels like last 4 games there's been a huge break for an injured player.
Wiles fakes the handoff, airs it out to Tyson Davis. A big juke move as he is still up and fighting. Short of the first down marker will bring up 3rd and short once again. And West continues to just do a great job of setting themselves up with 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's what they've done all game. Just send them up 3rd and short, and they've just been running out of it all game, and it's been working. East got to make a stop here.
Wiles and Davis, that connection, Wiles thrown it 3 times, all of them targeted to Davis, 3 of 3. I'd like to see, maybe Gilbert, Barnett get more involved in this offense, but if it works, it works. I'm not complaining.
3rd and 2 in the pistol. Handoff to Braden Johnson, but he's got room, and he's got a lot of room. He's taken down from behind, but not after he gets the first down and a whole lot more, and West is already inside the red zone.
One of the best 3rd down backs in the GMC. I mean, he is a powerful runner, but do not sleep on his speed. If he gets into open field, it is going to be a long night for this Thunderhawks.
And you see Braden Johnson there. He's got 11 total touchdowns, but on the ground, 20% of his runs end up in the end zone. Obviously, the power back there for West. He's dangerous anytime he has the ball. And East really hasn't had an answer for the run game yet. They've got to draw something up here as West is knocking on the door of another score. Wiles fakes the handoff. He rolls out. He's got room up the middle. No one watching him. Gets out of the tackle. It's a foot race to the left pylon. Makes another man miss. What a run by Sam Wiles. I believe the ball came out at the end of that play. A big huddle of players over there. But, man, Sam Wiles doing it on the ground once again.
I mean, what a run. But I'm a little shocked there wasn't holding call. I mean, the lineman just put his hands up in the air. I mean, offensive lineman had him by his neck. But nonetheless, big run from Sam Wiles. And this home crowd's really going to like that. I thought for sure he was going to get in, but just a good job keeping him out of the end zone at the very least.
He just wiggled his way all the way through, broke so many tackles. I mean, he is here at Lakota West. I mean, he is. There's not many other. He might be the best runner on the field, is what I'm trying to say, and he did a great job right there.
So 1st and goal as a result. Braden Johnson gets the carry, and finally East gets a stop on the ground. He's stopped in his tracks. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. And, man, I mean, go back to that Sam Wiles play. He got away. I think East just needs to put a QB spy there somewhere because no one was watching him over the middle of the field.
Yeah, he's just had such a wide open lane. Like I said, I thought there might have been some holding on that play, but they don't call it. And now they're going to have to try and make a goal line stop against this West offense who all year just put it in Braden Johnson's hands and punch it into the end zone. Got to stop that.
2nd and goal. East looking to make another stop. Fake handoff to Braden Johnson. Sam Wiles fights his way. I think he stopped short once again. So East makes 2 stops on the goal line. It's 3rd and goal.
This is huge for East. I cannot overstate it enough. If they can get a stop here, I imagine Lakota West would go for it on 4th down with how Bolden usually calls these plays up. But if they can stop him and somehow score, run down the field and score, that is going to be huge.
And East got to look out for the pass. It's what scored on them last time.
I think they got to look out for everything.
I mean, everything's been working for the West offense early. Jumbo package out there. Wiles makes some adjustments. He's in the pistol, hands it off there to Braden Johnson, who finds room, and he's in the end zone. What a carry by Braden Johnson, and he gets the job done on the ground.
Holy cats, he does it all year. He did it again right there. A 2-possession lead, or I guess lack of that, for Lakota East is not what you want to see. Braden Johnson, I mean, you mentioned that 20% of his carries are touchdowns, and I think that's going to boost the percentages.
And, man, you can't ask for a better run on 3rd and goal. I mean, Braden Johnson pretty much unstoppable on the goal line or on short down situations. As now West has a 2-possession lead. Extra point is up and good. So 21-7 the score. East has got to answer. They started with the ball. So after halftime, West will start with it, and they definitely do not want to be down by 3 scores coming out of halftime.
Yeah, you just can't let this game get out of hand. You got to at least stay within 2 scores to try and make a comeback happen. And the way this East offense works, they've been down before. They've been down by 10 in the second half. They were down by 10 in the second half against Hamilton. So if they're just able to keep it like that, where they're not looking up at a major deficit, they're still very much in this game. The explosive ability from this offense can put it in the end zone on any play. And just they got to stay in this one.
I did write it down. I mean, this is exactly – West is doing exactly what they need to do. They need to get these sustaining drives and take down off the clock. I mean, I just looked up. There's 7 minutes left in the first half. I mean, it has just flown by, and that is exactly – I mean, just keep it on the ground. Do not make the little mistakes, and it's been working pretty much all game.
7:03 left in the first half. East has got to answer on this drive if they want a chance coming out of halftime.
One of those games, I'm just glad Adufor usually kicks this one through the back. I do not want to see Zion Neal returning it.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zion Neal, but really all 4 of those East returners, Braxton Thurman, Zion Neal, Carter Jones, and Chauncey Peck, usually back there. All those guys have long touchdowns on the year. They are all a threat. Luckily, the West kicker is able to get it out of the back of the end zone. East will start at the 20-yard line, and I don't want to say it, but a little bit panic mode. You're down 2 scores, and you can't get down any more than this in a big game against a team that doesn't let you come back from behind.
Yeah, I honestly think if you're East, you have to do the opposite of panic. You just got to stay comfortable. It's only 2-touchdown lead. If you can get down the field, score a touchdown, and get a stop, I mean, you're right back in it. So I really think you just got to stay comfortable in that pocket for Kidna.
Handoff to Ryder Hooks. He's been one of the few things that's worked for the East offense, and that time he goes nowhere. About 2 yards, 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, if East is able to have a sustained drive here where they put any points on the board, that is a win for them against this stout West defense. But if you're able to get a huge play, I mean, West is so good at stopping those just massive plays, which sucks because East is really good at making those huge plays happen. But just got to find something here that's going to work.
2nd and 7, Kitna back in that shotgun. Fakes the handoff, steps back. He's going to load one up deep to Jaden Shea, and it is caught. What a catch by Jaden Shea. He's all the way down to the 25-yard line. We talked about JT Kitna not overthrowing his receivers, and that one was right on the money.
We were just talking about the big play, and what a momentum shift. You can feel it, at least on this drive, definitely going to Lakota East. And what a massive throw and catch from Jaden Shea. And, man, is he hyped up after that one.
Yeah, Colin Ogletree, honestly, I think if he turns around, he might be able to get a hand on that and maybe get a pick, but just rough defense right there.
Huge play for East as they go right back to Jaden Shea, who gets out of the first tackle, and he is on his way to the end zone. East does what they needed and answers back. And 21-13 now your score. What a catch by Jaden Shea.
Wow, what a – and you see this replay, just perfect throw. Safety had no idea he was running that route, missed tackle. And I mean, Jaden Shea, we talk about Zion Neal has all the yards and the touchdowns. Jaden Shea has really, these past 2 weeks, he has been dominating, didn't let that first drop get to his head, and that is a huge drive for Lakota East.
Yeah, if there's one thing this Lakota West defense struggles at, it is defending the deep ball. I mean, it is a little frustrating going up against some of the bottom feeders and just seeing a lot of plays like that where you really should be able to get back behind, not let him pass you, and he just a great route right there by Jaden Shea.
And if there was ever a series of plays that could shift the game, it's that right there. Jaden Shea is the man responsible for pretty much all the success on that East drive. Obviously, credit to JT Kitna for getting him the ball, but man, Jaden Shea took care of business on the ground after the catch. And now, hopefully, the East defense can answer back, but if you're West, you want that offense to just keep clicking like they have the first 3 drives.
Yeah, if I'm looking at East, this just – you got to do something on defense. Do not let them move the ball downfield. I think we're going to actually see a kick that might not be an onside kick. So we're going to see West on their own side of the field for the first time. And I don't know, just the way they move the ball, they've been getting about 8 yards a carry. Just East has got to change something. They got, I think, turnover. Turnover is the way you have to go because you're not going to stop them on downs.
I think they might go for this onside kick again. This is an interesting-looking formation. It might not work, but I gotta respect the guts. If you're John Kitna, I mean,
this
2
is
straight
risky.
onside kicks.
And it is going to be another onside kick. What is East special teams doing? I mean, I respect the hustle, like you said, but not the smartest game plan. You're down by 1 score. You need a stop. The East defense hasn't really been able to shut down the West offense so far, and now you're giving them good field position again. I'm scratching my head up here a little bit why you would try it twice in a row.
Yeah, not only that they're giving them good field position, but what kind of message is that sending to your defense that you don't trust them at all to make any kind of stop? I just don't know about that one. Not twice in a row.
Yeah, I feel like
it's
like a Madden simulator right now, or I guess not a Madden simulator, a Madden player, but you're not playing easy mode. This is Lakota West.
Handoff to keeper by Sam Wiles, and once again, he's making guys miss. He's got 1 safety to beat, and Connor Cruz is finally able to jump on him. Sam Wiles takes advantage of the botched onside kick, and West once again is in the red zone. And back to that onside kick. I mean, you got to think, if you're East, you have a pretty standard way you kick the ball off. And when you're coming out in a formation like that, if you're West, you got to almost be predicting you're kicking it onside. Not sure what the game plan was there. And now West is knocking on the door of another touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Wiles gets the snap, keeps it, stepping back. There's a flag down. He gets away from the D-line once again. He is a shifty runner. There's another flag down at the end of the play. We'll see what the calls are.
Great run right there. Like I said, there's a lot of guys there. He turned nothing into something. Not sure what these flags are. One of those came in very, very late.
I didn't see face. If they call face mask, I don't. From here, it looked like he tackled him cleanly, but I'm not quite sure. I think that first flag could be holding.
I'd imagine just the timing of it, probably
Yeah.
holding, but the late one, I would assume some kind of personal foul.
Yeah, these might offset.
So sideline interference, that is not something you want to be doing. I mean, you're already down. You cannot make simple errors like that. You got to keep your players off the sideline, and just a rough play.
So that play will stand, and I want to mention John Kitna, the coach, already has a penalty on the year for getting a little too mad at these refs. He's got to keep his cool down there. 2nd down and 7. Gilbert in motion. Wiles steps back, fires it out to who else than Tyson Davis. He's shifty, moving towards the middle, and he's taken down inside the 5. West is just getting everything to work for them on offense right now.
Every single pass from Wiles tonight has gone to Davis. He is, I mean, what a play. Junior Tyson Davis stepping up, doing what it needs, and a huge game here against Lakota East, doing what he needs to do, and now they are already into 1st and goal territory. And when you're deep into territory, when you're on the, taking the defense, just trying to find something to get going, and it's not good when you're that close to the end zone and you got so many guys who can score.
1st and goal again for Lakota West. Handoff to Johnson. He's got momentum, and he carries it all the way into the end zone. West continues to be up by 2 scores. The onside kick attempt ends up hurting East in the end, and West is back up by 2 possessions.
What a run right there. I mean, Braden Johnson just found the perfect hole and then took a couple hits to the end zone, spinning his way. What a run. And now Lakota West looking in perfect position. I think this is exactly what I said. They'd keep it close in the first half, but West starts the second half with ball. It's going to be a long game.
Yeah, and now the question becomes, how long can East sustain their drives, and how long can East keep up with the West offense? And I don't know, you're already down 2 scores. You're working from behind. You've got to at least get 1 stop on defense or have 1 turnover to try and get your offense back into this game. But right now, East has to score a touchdown on every single drive, and I just wonder how long they can keep that up.
And go ahead.
And the another thing to keep in mind here, only 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the half. So the clock is against them, the score is against them, and obviously they received the first kickoff, so that's against them as well. They have got to score on this drive, and they have got to not let West be up by 2 scores going into halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I said it would come down to the defense, and so far it has. I was not worried about this offense. But despite how good West has been, I did see them, putting up a strong fight, and they really have. They've scored multiple times, which is better than most teams have done, but this defense has just been lackluster all game long.
Yeah, the East offense has had a little bit of success. That last drive was killed by an odd set of plays where Kitna really just couldn't get the snap to go his way. Or, sorry, that was the drive before the last. The last drive ended in the Jaden Shea touchdown where he did it all himself. They're looking to replicate that here as Kitna brings his offense back on the field. This West defense has been beat a couple times through the air, but against the run, they've been pretty solid so far.
Yeah, holding an amazing runner like Ryder Hooks to not a lot of yards on the ground. I mean, he's been stuffed a lot, and that's what you're going to have to do. I mean, if you're able to stop that, you're going to force JT Kitna to put the ball in the air, and while he is the best quarterback in the GMC, he's going to make some mistakes, and you saw that on the first drive with the interception.
Kitna motions Hooks back with him in the backfield. Kitna takes the snap, fakes the handoff, airs it out to Derek Williams, who's hit hard. Almost brought it in, but good defense there by the West secondary to knock that ball out.
That was all Joel Drake right there. I mean, he's been making plays all night long, really coming out for senior night. I mean, if he catches that ball, that's 15, 20 more yards, and he had it. Just a nice shoulder contact hit from him to bring up second down.
2nd and 10 after they aired it out on first down. This time they will hand it off to Ryder Hooks, who's got some room on the left side, but he's brought down after a gain of about 8. Brings up 3rd and short.
Oh, that's a huge run from Ryder Hooks to bring up 3rd down and short yardage. You cannot get backed up and have a 3rd and 10 play. Now you can run or pass, but the way this offense is looking right now, it looks like they're going to pass. Almost got the jump.
Yeah, almost got Finn Mason to go over the line there, but he's able to keep his composure. 3rd and 1 still. Kitna by himself, hasn't motioned Ryder Hooks with him. Doesn't look like he will. He'll step back, fires it out. Zion Neal, secure hands, makes Mason miss. He's got a lot of room. It's a foot race to the end zone. He's going to be chased out of bounds, but he's all the way down to the 12-yard line. What a play by Zion Neal. His first catch goes for a long play.
Oh, it can get scary when Zion Neal is in open field. See, that's such a fast receiver. I thought he was going to be gone from the second he got out of that tackle, but it was a good job from West chasing him down.
Yeah, that
was
was
a huge play from Zion Neal.
That was all Cam
First
Thomas.
and goal. They go hurry up. Kitna airs it out to Chris Boyer in the corner of the end zone. What a catch. There's a flag down. Going to be called a touchdown for now. We'll see what the call is. What a catch by Chris Boyer in the corner of the end zone.
That was a pro-type catch. I mean, on the backside, just leapt up in the air, caught it.
I mean,
and an ineligible man downfield for East, so that takes away what was a huge touchdown. Chris Boyer, the tall receiver, gets his score taken away, and now East has 1st and goal from about a mile away.
man, Chris Boyer has had some huge catches that have been called back due to penalty. And that is just unfortunate. That was a huge play. 2 huge plays in succession, but I mean, Chris Boyer can make those plays all night. Huge receiver, 6'3". Great hands. They go to him in the biggest moments.
With that, it's 1st and goal from the 13-yard line. Getting a motions Chris Boyer across the field, takes the snap, steps back, trying to find something. Pressure's coming, airs it out, and P.J. McFarland at least will get something out of that play. His sure hands take him down to about the 8-yard line, brings up 2nd and goal.
It's a great catch right there and a great rollout throw. And, I mean, with how good that was, I feel like that's a success when you're playing against James and Kitna. I mean, bringing up 2nd down and 8, you got a little more hope than obviously if they scored that touchdown.
2nd and goal from the 8-yard line now. They did already score on this drive, but it was called back. They want to do it again. Kitna hands it off there to Ryder Hooks, trying to get the corner. He'll dive for it, and he has got it. What a run by Ryder Hooks. He uses his wheels to take him into the end zone, and East makes it a 1-score game once again.
And honestly, the penalty on the touchdown earlier could have been a good thing because you shave more time off the clock, and the way West offense is operating right now, they've been running the ball and shaving time off the clock. But now you shave about 2 minutes off since that Chris Boyer touchdown that got called back and still punched it into the end zone. Honestly, I think that's a better better situation than if Chris Boyer's touchdown would have counted. Sorry, I just had a stroke. My bad.
The extra point from Fitzstevens is up, and it's good. Back to a 1-score game, and if I'm East, please don't try an onside kick again. You tried it twice already, and it didn't work.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
please, just kick it. Just kick it far. As far as you can.
I got to say, I do think West is going to get some points on this drive. It might be a field goal, obviously due for it. Has a lot of range, but every time I see this team practicing, they are practicing the 2-minute drill. I hear them counting down. I hear them running, getting the field goal unit on the field. And so I do believe, obviously, they do have 3 timeouts as well. Neither team has used one throughout this first half. It has just been high-flying all game long.
Yeah, and despite this defense not putting up a single stop yet, East offense has not skipped a beat. I only wish they could have had that first drive back. This could be a tie ball game right now, and I'm seeing the same kicking formation, and I don't like it.
It definitely has to do with not trusting the defense.
This time we will get a normal kickoff finally, and it's a good one, fielded at about the 3. East got to be careful, though. And they wrap them up at the 16-yard line. So finally, West is not going to start on East side of the ball. They've got 2 minutes and 27 seconds. They've been efficient on offense, and they want to score again before halftime because they get the ball first in the second half.
That was a huge tackle from Braxton Thurman, stopping the returner in his tracks. And now West, you got 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You got to move the ball downfield quicker than you normally do. Going to have to put the ball in the air, but, I mean, East defenders right now, they're playing back off these receivers to try and limit the big play. But by doing that, they're allowing the receivers to just get wide open curl routes and slant routes that the West receivers, they're so good they can make people miss and turn it into a huge play that East is trying to avoid. So nonetheless, it's been very rough on this East defense.
I do like that play call, though, catching the special teams off guard.
First down run to Braden Johnson, finally wrapped up by Cohen Reap. And East able to limit them to less than 2 4 yards on that carry. So West stays ahead of the chains, but East limits a run game that really has averaged about 7 yards a carry so far, and they've had a few chunk plays that East really has had no answer for.
This game, I mean, I don't want to keep mentioning it, but it just gives me goosebumps how good it's been. I mean, the aura, just all the fans out, it's been incredible.
Direct snap to Sam Wiles. He's short of the first down marker, but he did move the ball forward, so it's 3rd and short again for West. I feel like a broken record up here, but every time it's been about 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, and East just hasn't had an answer because West is just so good at converting these 3rd and short.
Yeah, but if you're able to get the stop here, call a quick timeout, get your offense back onto the field, they could tie this game before halftime. And those are 2 big stops for East defense on the run. Now, West, the clock is ticking away. You only got 1:20 left.
West goes empty backfield. Sam Wiles will keep it, and a big hole for Wiles opens up. He's all the way to the 38-yard line, and East didn't really stack the box on 3rd and short, and they paid the price.
Yeah, Sam Wiles, every time it's been 3rd down, it's just in his hands, and he gets the first down. They did call the timeout, but clock is ticking. I mean, you're still in your side of the field, and there's less than a minute left.
1st and 10. Another throw to Tyson Davis. He's been the only receiver for West so far. Gets about 5 yards. The clock is ticking below 45 seconds.
I don't know what they're trying to do. A flag comes out. I don't understand why you call a timeout so late. You have 3. You might as well use them and, maybe regroup and try to get something going. I mean, you cannot keep running the ball when you have 2.5 minutes to score a touchdown.
Yeah, West used up most of that clock on the first set of downs they had. I'm not sure what the flag was after the play. There was a little bit of extra contact, to say the least. And West is going to be pushed back.
Well, personal foul. You can't do that in this situation. You're trying to move the ball downfield, make this a 2-score game before halftime, and now you got 43 seconds, and you're backed up again. They're going to have a huge play.
I believe this will be 2nd and about 25.
It all comes back. I mean, Trey Barnett, he's had struggles in the past with, getting frustrated, and this is not the time to make a mistake like that.
So, yeah, 2nd down and long. Kitna steps back, forced to throw. Pressure coming from East, but Sam Wiles gets away. Airs one up to Barnett, and good coverage there by Connor Cruz. Limits the damage. It'll bring up 3rd and about a mile, and East has a good chance to at least go into halftime behind by only a score.
Yeah, what a huge play from Connor Cruz. I thought Trey Barnett might have him beat, but Connor Cruz all year just done a great job at safety. Definitely improved from last year. I mean, he's first in the GMC in interceptions. I thought he might have one there, but, man, what a huge defensive play.
And a good job by him, too, not getting there too early. We saw against the Princeton Vikings, what really cost East the game was the pass interference late. That time, Connor Cruz did a good job not getting to the receiver too early, and it brings up 3rd and 21. A screen pass to Braden Johnson. He's got room, and he breaks away down the left side. Cohen Reap finally able to push him out of bounds. What a break for the West offense, and what a mistake by the East defense. 18 seconds left, but East thought they might get the ball back, but that's not going to happen anymore.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I think Bolden was just drawing up something get a short little play, and he got the first down, so now you only have 18 seconds left.
And there is a flag down.
Oh, this would be such a huge break for Lakota East, and it's going to be holding.
Oh,
that
my
is
goodness.
massive for Lakota East.
And, you know, obviously, being from East, I am a little biased, but you got to hate to see a huge play like that called back. I mean Braden
that's
Johnson
just
did it
rough.
all himself, and just a unlucky holding call brings up 3rd down and 30, 18 seconds left.
I'm not sure if East is going to try to score. Obviously, the field goal unit has struggled, but you're going to need a good punt from Joe Marquette if you don't get this.
The East crowd is loud. It's 3rd down and 30. Sam Wiles keeps it up the middle, and he's still fighting. He's brought down after a gain of about 8, and it looks like East will call a timeout immediately. 11 seconds left on the clock. Should at least bring out the West punt team to see what the East special team can do in response.
Yeah, well, I'm getting flashbacks against Coleraine. They got a punt where they had about 40 seconds, and it was a heck of a punt from Coleraine. Got it down to the 20, and Carter Jones, I'll be blunt, very stupidly touched the ball and just missed the return, and it really plagued them. And Coleraine was able to score a touchdown off that. So gotta try and avoid that here. But I think East big playability, you gotta try and get them at least one shot to the end zone, maybe tie it up before halftime, or if you're able to get a big return, kick that field goal, anything to make this game closer.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm thanking you in case that jinxes anything. I do appreciate the extra help, but I did see Sam Wiles in this offense very frustrated coming off the field after scoring on every drive and then just getting stopped. A great stop by East, though, to head into halftime.
And it was a good stop there on 3rd and a mile, but I think you still got to be disappointed with the East defense. You had a chance to get off the field, and if that play would have been called back, that Braden Johnson screen pass, it would have been a very different look going into halftime. The punt is high. It's going to land at about midfield. It rolls back.
East touched the ball. Oh,
Oh,
zeros on the
my
clock.
goodness.
I mean,
The
zeros
East
on the clock.
special team touched the ball, but there is zeros on the clock.
Don't think it'll matter.
We'll see if the refs give them one more play.
I mean, the clock is showing zeros.
They'll have to talk. I think West wants 1 second left. I see a lot of people on the sideline holding up that index finger. They're
That
talking.
is, oh my God, I jinxed it. Oh, I jinxed it. And they're giving him one more second.
So they will give him the second. Man, East, what are you doing? This punt team.
It's not, I don't think it's anyone's fault that the ball took a weird bounce and it just hit Zion Jones-Anderson. He tried to get out of the way but couldn't. Still out of field goal range, but now put all your guys back. You see P.J. McFarland's back there to try and knock this ball down, and Chris Boyer.
So West calls timeout. I mean, he's been aggressive all day, but I don't know if we'll see if Bolden tries to throw this one to the end zone. I'm not even sure if Wiles can launch it that far. He definitely has a strong arm, but I mean that is a pretty far throw to make.
Yeah, and it's weird to me. If I'm West, honestly, I might even just let them run that clock to zeros and go to halftime ahead by a score, but I mean, you might as well take a shot. East just got to limit the damage here. And I can't believe it. On a punt that should have given East at least a chance to take a shot, and they touch it. It's exactly what happened against Coleraine. Just that time, it wasn't really anyone's fault. Unlucky bounce. We'll see what West draws up for the last play before the end of what has been a great first half. I think all of us in the booth agree. We couldn't ask for a more entertaining game of football.
It kind of sucks that our stats defensively might dwindle a little, but still, I think this has been an incredible game and it's all worth it.
Empty backfield. Sam Wiles. Looks like Hail Mary formation. Everyone's going deep. Pressure coming, and he's brought down. A big play by the East defense. Ultimately limits the damage of a special teams mistake, and it will bring us to halftime. What a first half here at Lakota West High School. We hope you'll stick around for what should be an exciting second half, which will determine the winner of the GMC. We will be back right after halftime. Welcome back to Lakota West High School. 2 minutes until kickoff of this second half of what's been living up to the hype of Game of the Year. Lakota East, Lakota West, biggest rivalry in the GMC. And, man, there's been some fireworks early. The East defense has had struggles, to say the least. The West offense has executed. The West defense has had struggles through the air. And East has capitalized. Both these offenses playing great, but these defenses have got to step it up on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, really just has been a very efficient game for Sam Wiles. He's got 140 rushing yards on the so far throughout this evening in that first half, and then 5 of 6 as a throwing quarterback and a touchdown. So it's really just coming down, like you said, that defense that needs to step up. I know this unit is strong. I know they can do it. It's going to take a few adjustments. Might feel a little uncomfortable, but you're going to have to do it if you're going to come out on top tonight. It has also been the penalties. The penalties have been a struggle. 35 yards already, and it came right there on that final drive. That is not how you want to go into the second half, and they're going to need to improve.
Yeah, both defenses are going to have to redo everything that they drew up before the game, and it's been a fun one for a fan. You get to watch an offensive shootout, and we've called it. I mean, right now, this is living up to the hype. I mean, this is for the GMC title, and both offenses just going blow for blow. JT Kitna is up at 200 yards with 2 touchdowns. Sam Wiles has 142 rushing yards along with the touchdown through the air. And it's just been fun to watch these 2 top quarterbacks go at it.
And we'll flash it one more time. The matchup comparison of these 2 teams, first and second in the GMC, 7-1, 6-2. And, I mean, both just powerhouses so far. As this second half looks like we're ready to get it underway. And I think me and Beck up here are praying that they do not try an onside kick. They tried it twice in the first half. It didn't work. Hopefully they just kick this one out of the back of the end zone.
Please.
And it will be a normal kickoff. They're going to let it bounce. West will start at the 20-yard line. And last time they started back here, they had success, but penalties killed their drive.
I don't think I would be able to make it through a whole season of John Kitna as my team's head coach. I mean, you said they go for onside kicks pretty much every week. That is just terrifying. I mean, I would not be able to handle that. I think my heart might give out.
Yeah, I mean, high risk, high reward. It makes sense when you're in a game like Fairfield or Sycamore when you're trying something out. But in a game like this, it's a one-score game and you try it twice. I don't know if I agree with the call. Very, very aggressive. A little bit questionable as West will start with the ball. Wiles has had an incredible first half on the ground. East has not really had an answer, and he will start with it here. Powers forward for about 5. And West has just done such a good job of staying ahead of the sticks on the ground.
Yeah,
Yes.
offensively, I do want to just see them keep going what they did all first half. I think it was a bit of a struggle in that last 2.5-minute drill or whatever you want to call it. And I think if they just continue that run game, I don't think East can stop it and then, sprinkle in an occasional deep ball or some kind of throw just to, keep them on their toes.
Yeah, East defense is going to have to draw something up to try and make West make a mistake. But like you said, all night they have been on top of it. Nothing is stopping Sam Wiles right now.
It's 2nd and 2. West in the pistol. Hand off to Braden Johnson. He had a great first half. And he continues it here, getting the first down. And West will get a fresh set of downs. They continue to move the sticks. And the East D line has just been ran through all night.
Yeah, and despite Sam Wiles going off, they've held Braden Johnson to just 3.8 yards per carry, which is kind of surprising because it felt like for me he did much better than that, but only had 8 attempts for 30 yards, did have the touchdown. But they've done an okay job holding Braden Johnson. It's just been Sam Wiles that has been killing them in the run game.
So on 1st and 10, West hoping to start off hot in the second quarter. This a handoff that's fake to Tyson Davis, and Sam Wiles keeps it again. East able to limit him to about 5 on that run. But nonetheless, West continues to chunk away yards on this drive.
I mean, I can't overstate. His running ability has just been incredible. I mean, he just takes it right up the middle. Doesn't matter who's in that backfield. He's going to get yards, or he's going to give it to a great ball carrier who's also going to get some yards.
Yeah, I think West's O-line just does a great job creating holes. And both your guys back there, they're such dominant runners who embrace the first contact and try to get as much yards as they can. And with those two combinations of the line and the running backs, it's just a sight to behold.
Run there to the left side. Norman making some guys miss, cutting it back to the middle. Oh my goodness, what speed there from Norman as he's still up and finally brought down at the 30-yard line. No one was able to catch him on that run.
I thought he was going to go down multiple times. I saw him step. I think there is a flag.
Yeah, my bad to
Down.
cut you off, but I did see the flag fly. Try to point it out. I mean, like you were saying,
What a run.
Heck
I
of a
mean,
run.
I thought he stepped out of bounds multiple times there. Just cut up field, and what a decision to reverse it for the second time and just go all the way across the field and to get as many yards as he could.
The flag on the play. And Trey Barnett, again, you mentioned it earlier, he's had struggles through the season, and he's twice now been called for unnecessary roughness after a big offensive play.
I'm not even quite sure what you could be upset at after that would cause you to do something like that. I mean, you just had a huge run.
It's
Can't
all
do that.
excitement. I think that he just was, in the moment a little, came down the field a little too hard. I don't think it was an anger kind of thing, just getting into the game a little too much.
Yeah, you might be right, but still, that's just a huge penalty that you really want to avoid if you're Trey Barnett.
Don't want to knock Trey Barnett too much, though. He is the leading receiver on West, at least before this game. Tyson Davis might have taken that title from him. Both those receivers out there are dangerous. Just got to keep the emotions in check as Sam Wiles steps back. Pressure coming. He hasn't been brought down for a sack yet, and he finds Tyson Davis over the middle. Man, Tyson Davis has been all over the field, and he continues to produce for the West offense.
I've watched every single game. I've never seen a connection like this on this West offense. Every single target and or I guess not every target, but every catch and completion for Sam Wiles has gone to the man, the myth, the legend, Tyson Davis. He has done such a good job. He has really exploded in the last few weeks.
I mean, yeah, and if you have that much time back there in the pocket, it's going to be easy to just fire it downfield to a wide-open guy. D-line has to get more pressure on that play.
Yeah, East D-line has gotten through a couple times, but they've just been too slow to catch Sam Wiles, and Wiles takes advantage there with a great throw as Sam Wiles bounces outside, bounces back inside, stopped after a gain of about 6. They continue to be so effective on the ground, and East continues to just play from behind and not be able to stop the run game. There's another flag down, though.
I saw Christian O'Neal's helmet fly off. I think it might have been that. That was a little after the play.
And I believe the refs might have picked up the flag. No signal yet. Looks like it'll stay 2nd down and 5.
I'd love to see Barnett get involved in this pass game. I think that's where a lot of these frustrations are coming. He is not happy when he's not involved.
Sam Wiles hands it, fakes the handoff, keeps it, trying to find room, and makes so many East defenders miss, and he tumbles into the end zone. Sam Wiles continues to be electric on the ground.
What a run right there. He does it again, cutting up field, making defenders miss. He is so, wiggly and just hard to bring down. It is not an easy task for these defenders. You mentioned his size, a little smaller than, of course, Jameson Kitna is, and a little smaller than your average quarterback, but it just doesn't really matter when, you have that running ability, and you saw it right there.
West back up to a 2-score lead. This has kind of been the story of the game so far. West continues to play from ahead, and East just hasn't been able to make a defensive stop to make the game any closer, and now they're forced to answer again. Man, what a drive out of halftime for West. They execute on all fronts. Sam Wiles looks hot through the air and on the ground, and East has got a lot to worry about on defense.
Yeah, and now West offense are going to have to score a touchdown to make it a 1-score ball game again. And I was talking about it earlier, how long can they keep doing this? I mean, defense has to get a stop at some point. You got to just expect almost every run to be going to Sam Wiles, and it's just D-line just has to play better, getting more pressure on the quarterback, and it's just a night to forget for East defense.
But you do have to look, the last 5 games from West, they've scored over 50. Obviously playing some of the less elite level of the GMC, but nonetheless, I mean, even against a team like Hamilton putting up 31 points, this offense is averaging so many points per game. Kind of what you expected. East just got to make a stop at some point if they want to come back, as the kickoff looks like it's going to be fielded by Thurman. He's a dangerous returner. He brought one back last week, and he's got some room. He's so fast down the sideline, and he's all the way to the 40-yard line. What a return by Braxton Thurman, the sophomore.
All 4 of East returners are so dangerous. Braxton Thurman ran one back last week against Sycamore. Had another huge return there. You see here just cutting up the sideline. I thought he might be gone, but good job from the West defenders pushing him out of bounds. But now you're up at the 40, and this East offense has been exposing this Lakota West defense. Apart from that first drive, they have been on fire.
Yeah, I really need to see, if you're West, you got to you got to adapt and just play a little bit deeper. You don't want to get burnt, and you're just contain Ryder.
That was a very strange play there. It looks like the center forgot to snap the ball, and that one's going to be a false start pretty obviously. I'm not sure what happened there. Everyone on East offense moved besides the center on that play.
Well, this is not great because if you remember the very first drive, the same thing happened where they had a false start, and then they went nowhere to start a half.
I do love it. I mean, keep up the jinxes. I appreciate it. You got him last time on the punt. And
man,
I hope we get it right here.
Beck, you are
Shouldn't have
trying
said it.
to lose East this game with your announcer jinx. It's 1st and 15 after the false start. This one, the snap clean. Pressure coming from the right side. Kitten able to get it out, and it's too high for Jaden Shea. 2nd and 15 coming up. Man, that looked like Derek Edwards was screaming down into the backfield.
I was hoping an interception. That just the comedic effect would have been great, and I thought we might get one right there. Little high on that throw.
Yeah, and Kitten been good so far at throwing even when he's got pressure, but that time, too much pressure, can't get it out. 2nd down and 15. East already backed up to start their first drive of the second half. Ryder hooks, finds a big hole, and he is all the way down to the 48-yard line. A fresh set of downs for East, and they avoid going 3 and out on their first drive.
Well, it looks like I didn't jinx this drive.
Okay,
Pick up the first down. Just got to keep doing what you're doing. Huge run there. I mean, nice job from the O-line. I mean, when Ryder Hooks gets to the outside edge, I mean, he can just be gone in the blink of an eye. And you just got to, like I said, got to keep doing what you've been doing in that first half, moving the ball downfield and putting the ball in the end zone. They've done a great job against this #1 West defense, who might not be #1 after this one. But I've been really impressed for what JT Kitten has been doing.
It is 3rd down and very short. It's going to be a keeper up the middle. The pile looks like they pushed forward enough for a new set of downs. And they do get it there on 3rd down. So East able to move the sticks there for real that time. And they've been good at driving down the field. If only their defense would make a stop, they could be a lot closer in this game.
Yeah, I did mention that, while it's first in the GMC, the rush defense would, if you want to call it a weakness, would be that. And you've definitely seen it here tonight.
Ryder hooks again, finds a huge hole. He's got a lot of room down the left side, and he uses that stiff arm to get a few more. He's all the way down to the 25-yard line. East moving the ball effectively, and they've got to. They're still down 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter.
I mean, yeah, this is a drive you had to have. Cannot come out in the second half flat on offense. You come out in the second half flat on defense, but kind of been flat all game. I don't know if it's really the defense's fault. I mean, Sam Wiles is just such a great quarterback, especially that running ability.
Timeout's going to be called by Lakota West. We'll step away for just a second while they discuss what to do on this 1st down and 10. We welcome you back, 1st and 10 at the West 30-yard line after what was a great run by Ryder Hooks. East trying to score. They're down by 2 possessions. As JT Kitna steps back, pressure coming, tries to get it away. The ball rolls. We'll see what the call is. Not sure if his arm was moving forward, but I don't think it matters anyway. I think that's going to be intentional grounding no matter what.
I think it has to be intentional grounding. Just
no one in the area.
Yeah.
I'm not what you want to see, but better than a possible fumble.
And boos loud from this West crowd, and I got to be on their side here. I think that's going to be intentional grounding. He was not outside the pocket, and that pass wasn't near anybody as Ryder Hooks takes the second down carry, gets about 5. East gets a lucky break there, and I think that one might have been a missed call.
That's frustrating. I mean, that changes this whole game. If that is intentional grounding, it's 2nd and 25, and we're in a whole new, just a complete different drive. And now with this, it's only 3rd and 5, and East definitely has a chance to score here, and just a lot better. I mean, if you're the ref, you can't miss that. There was nobody in the area.
I have to agree with you. I mean, that is just an obvious intentional grounding.
So 3rd and 5, screen pass to Zion Neal, but I believe that West defense didn't let him get anywhere. It'll be 4th down and short. And Kidna's been aggressive today. I believe he'll go for it.
I mean, you have to. You absolutely have to. You don't have a kicker that can consistently make it from here. You don't have Kofi Adu before on your team. But, I mean, 4th down and short. Going to have to call up something here. It really could go run or pass. And I tell you, they go to this guy, Chris Boyer, right here. When it's a big moment in the game, they go to him.
Yeah, it's just
on the bottom of your screen.
The crowd is getting loud here at Lakota West.
Telling you, watch number 80, Chris Boyer, right here. They go to him in the biggest moments.
This is going to be the biggest play of the night, most likely. If they don't get it here, I don't know if it happens. Fires it to Jaden Shea, and he's got it! What a catch by the receiver there, Jaden Shea. He has been an electric part of this East offense tonight, and he gets a huge conversion to keep East alive in this game.
That is a lifesaver from Jaden Shea, and Zion Neal's been the #1 receiver all year, but Jaden Shea, these past couple of weeks, he has been dominating out there. He's been getting his #1 target, and that is just a massive throw and catch.
And I don't think if East doesn't get that conversion, I don't know if this game is even close anymore because they have not been able to stop West at all as Ryder Hooks tries to get the corner. He's swallowed up there, gets about 2. 2nd and goal coming up.
This defense, they do a good job of holding their line, but this offense is incredible. I'm not sure if they can get this stop. 2nd and 6, it's doable, but you have to remember it is also 4-down territory. This is a game that's going to come down to touchdowns. You cannot, you have to go for it if you're Lakota East.
2nd and goal. Kitna, handoff to Ryder Hooks, trying to find a lane. He's close to the goal line. He's going to be short. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from about the 2. And East trying to punch it in. If West could make a stop here, that would be huge. And I think if West goes up by 1 more score in this game, you can pretty much write this one off as a win for them because I don't see East coming back from a 3-score deficit.
You just gotta put a guy on Ryder Hooks. He is going to break through. If they give him the ball, I don't think anyone is stopping him. He is such a powerful runner.
3rd and goal from the 1. There's a flag. It's going to be a false start. What a mistake there. When it mattered most, East O-line couldn't stay disciplined, and it brings up now 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line.
Another false start. This crowd is making an impact tonight, almost the 12th guy. I'm wondering if, we had that day off yesterday and today. I'm wondering if that is messing up with the rhythm on both teams, as there's been a lot of miscues and fouls on both sides of the team.
So it's 3rd down and goal from the 6. This a must-score situation for East. Zion Neal in motion. Kitna steps back, rolls out, pressure coming. Fires one, corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Zion Neal, and 3 East receivers ran into each other on that play. 4th and 6, and it looks like the East field goal team is marching on.
I mean, this is a interesting decision here. I don't know if you're still down 2 scores even if you make this
I'm
make
shocked.
this field goal, and this is a game that you have to score touchdowns in. Your defense has done nothing stopping this. I mean, I think West has an easy chance to just walk down the field and score another touchdown. And if you kick this, you're still down 2 scores.
I'm shocked. I mean, with how just confident and aggressive he's played.
The kick is good, so at least East will get the 3. But they will kick it off now to West. And even if they're starting at the 20-yard line, West hasn't been stopped once in this game. I don't know. You've been so aggressive all game on that East sideline. Why not try going for it on 4th and 6?
And
there's
there's no one better to trust than Jameson Kitna. You don't have an elite kicker to kick a game winner. Now you're down 11 and 14 instead of 14. That's not much of a difference. I mean, there's other aggressive calls I didn't agree with, but that is one I really think you just got to make.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head on that one because, I mean, like you said, East hasn't been able to get a stop. If they go for it there, they're at the 6-yard line, and I feel like backed up that far, West is down on options. So even if they don't get that touchdown on 4th down, at least maybe the defense can make a stop because they're giving them the ball so far in their own territory. But now you're kicking it away. Sure, you're up 3 more points. You have 3 more points on the board, but you're giving West another opportunity to score. Some interesting play calling in this game.
I think this drive honestly could decide it. If West just goes right down the field and scores a touchdown, this one, it could just be over. So this has to be a stop for Lakota East defense.
It's a normal kickoff. We have to mention because they tried a non-side one twice. Dangerous.
That was
bounce.
close.
It's going to go into the end zone, but it was very close to landing at the 1, and West will start at the 20-yard line. We thought maybe being backed up in their own side of the field would slow them down, but that has not been the case. They just keep moving the sticks and chewing away at the clock.
There's just so many sources of output you can go to. Obviously, Sam Wiles is a dual threat quarterback, and then you really have an incredible running back committee with Kenyon Norman and Braden Johnson, and then, of course, your receivers, while none of them, are massive stars and take that big leap to be the number 1, they all are very, very impressive.
So fake handoff there to Braden Johnson. He'll get it, and finally a stop in the run game as Enzo Chetnia makes the huge stop there on the edge. 2nd down coming up.
And that's what you have to do for East defense. You got to stop them in the backfield. Do not let them move the ball. Do not let them create a 3rd and short. They've been dominating the 3rd and shorts. Keep them out of 3rd and 5 range. Make them pass on 3rd and 10. You just got to contain Sam Wiles here. Not let him run for a big gain. This is a must stop for East defense.
2nd and 12 after what was a rare stop for the East defense in the run game. Wiles takes the snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's got a hole. He's brought down, though, so it'll bring up 3rd and 6. This has been the longest 3rd down that West has had outside of that one drive where they were backed up on penalties. West has been able to do it through the air, but now, at least if you're the East defense, you're thinking maybe you can contain them and make it a 4th and short. But even then, I think you go for it if you're West just because of how good you've been on short yardage situations.
I don't know. They are very back. If they don't get it on 4th down, let's just see the 3rd down play first.
Wiles steps back, airs it out to Davis. He's close to the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches.
Oh, my goodness. It is so close.
I would be surprised if they don't bring out the chain gang to make sure.
I think they most definitely
That looks
will be
good
trying
to
to
me.
just load it and pick up that quick 1st down. East defense got to be ready.
Got to be careful, though. Don't want to run commit and let them pass it. East trying to get a sub off there late. He does get off the field. East is stacking the box. 4th down and 1.
This might be the biggest play of the game.
Trying to get him to jump, and West, crucial error. They false start, and for the first time tonight, outside of a fluke drive with over 30 yards and penalties, West, it looks like they're going to have to punt the ball away.
First stop of the game that wasn't at the end of the 1st half. That is a clutch stop from this defense. Man, did East need that.
You cannot make an error like that. I mean, there's not much you can do there. Now you got to punt it away.
And Beck, I urge you to be quiet and not jinx this punt. Carter Jones fields it. He's a dangerous returner, and he gets to the 40-yard line. So East starts at the 40. They're down by 11. They have the chance to make it a one-score game again. And now maybe the East defense has a little bit of momentum. This game has gotten a whole lot more interesting, but, I mean, it's not that close yet. You got to execute on this drive first.
Yeah, you got to make it a one-score ball game at the very least on this drive. Your offense is moving the ball well all game. Ryder Hooks has been running proficiently, efficiently, and JT Kitten has been great through the air. Just got to keep doing what you're doing. Make this a one-score game. I've been saying it so much. It feels like every time East on the field, it is a must stop or a must touchdown drive.
If you want to talk about feelings, I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
Pistol formation, pass out to P.J. McFarland, and what a run after the catch by McFarland. And I think he got enough for the first down. He does. What a powerful run after the catch.
I mean, that is what P.J. McFarland has done all year. He looks like Rob Gronkowski out there wearing the number 87, 25 catches, 335 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the year. And he's going to be great next year. He's only a junior.
2nd and 1, another screen to McFarland. And what do you expect? He's still up fighting past the 45-yard line. East moves the sticks. And this drive looking promising for the East offense early on.
These are two of the best tight ends probably in the entire GMC, him and Luka Gilbert. I mean, those two guys have they have had such an impact on the offense. Gilbert, not too many yards per se, but definitely an incredible blocker and is a big part of this incredible run defense.
Kitna, lone backfield, fires it over the middle, and Jaden Shea can't make the catch on that one. Maybe wincing a little bit, expecting a big hit. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Kitna thought he had him.
I mean, that's just a flat-out drop from Jaden Shea, but credit to Jaden Shea. He has had an amazing game.
I want to highlight it again. We talked about it coming in, the QB comparison, and it's been the matchup we expected. JT Kitna through the air, Sam Wiles on the ground. Man, this has been a fun one to watch as Kitna steps back, airs it out to Zion Neal, who's got a running start and some room. Fights forward. It'll make it 3rd and 3. And another crucial 3rd down. Seems like every play in this game has been the most important one.
Well, definitely. And if you don't get it here, expect them to definitely go for it on 4th down. Clock is stopped at 6, and then this got to pick it up here. I mean, I don't think it's going to be 3rd and 3. I think it's going to be more like 3rd and 5. And
yeah. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here. And he's got him to jump. The hard count works. And a free 1st down for Lakota East. They get a free, fresh set of downs, and now they are right on the edge of being in the red zone.
Yeah, Lakota West just a little too eager to try and blow that play up, and they've gotten exposed by that a couple times in this game. JT Kidna, that hard count, so good at it.
1st and 10, Kidna back in the shotgun. Takes it, handoff to Ryder Hooks, trying to find some room, ultimately taken down after a gain of about 4. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 6, so East at least staying ahead of the chains. But it's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll step away while the teams switch sides, and we are in for what should be an exciting 4th quarter of GMC football. We welcome you back. 2nd down and 7. East got a score on this drive after they got a defensive stop. Screen pass to Ryder Hook. Spearman was screaming down, and the rest of the West linebackers take care of it. 3rd down and 6, and a flag late. I think it's on East. West has had a couple of unnecessary roughness, but that time I think it's going to be on East.
Nice little hurdle on that play, though, for East. Unfortunately, it's going to get called back because of that flag, I believe.
Know who And that is just terrible for Lakota East.
That's
You can't have that happen. Back them up so far.
It's those personal foul, 15-yard penalties. Those are the ones that are huge.
Oh,
and
never
they're gonna
mind. No
wave
foul on the play.
flag.
No foul on the play. Thank goodness.
Interesting.
So East gets a lucky break. It'll keep it 3rd and 7. Nonetheless, though, this is a tall task against this West defense.
This is definitely 4-down territory if you're Lakota East.
In the shotgun. Hard count doesn't work that time on West. Kitna changing things up. Play clock running out. Kitna steps back. Pressure coming. Trying to escape up the middle. And he's brought down. He got about 2, but it's going to bring up 4th and 5. And must go for it. Territory for East, like you said.
Yeah, they don't have a kicker that could, I would trust to try and make it from here.
And their longest 25 on the year. And they're going to go for it. The West fans are on their feet. This is probably the biggest play of the game.
We said it before. We'll say it again. This one could determine it.
Every time West, I just think they might pull away. They've just been pushed back or something, some kind of penalty. Let's just hope it's not this one.
This crowd is loud. Kitna Ryder Hook's in motion. Kitna with the keeper, fighting forward.
He did reach.
He tried to jump for it.
I think he reached before he was down. I think he.
We'll see where
See
they
where they
mark
spot
it.
it.
This got to be the chain gang coming out, but they're going to give it to West. They might not even measure.
What a defensive hold right there. East went for the QB option. It just did not work.
And very puzzling to see the chain gang not coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. You might as well take a look.
Yeah, I wonder if they gave him the reach. I think on the reach, he might have gotten across, but I think they might have cut him down before he was able to extend the ball. Oh, they're not even going to try. Oh, I want to see chain gang out there.
Couple of questionable calls from the refs in this game for both sides. 1st and 10 now for West. They're in their own side of the field. They didn't get anything done on offense last time, but there's Sam Wiles getting it done on the ground once again, and an 8-yard pickup. East got to stay out of panic mode, but you got to keep in mind you're running out of time. You're still down 2 possessions, and with that failed offensive drive, they're kind of backed up here.
Well, with how many onside kicks they've already attempted, they know the drill. They might be able to get one late in this 4th quarter. But they're going to have to get some kind of stop, whether it's a field goal or something else. They need to get a stop.
2nd and 2. Handoff to Johnson, trying to get to the outside. He's met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. No gain on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Well, I mean, you got to try and get another stop here. If you're able to hold him on this 3rd down, that would be huge. I mean, you still have a chance in this one, but West could easily put this game out of reach with a touchdown or even points on this drive. Have to get a stop here.
And I'm surprised West isn't taking their time more on this drive to try to run some more clock. Obviously, this is still not that close to being the end of the game, but with only 9 minutes and a half left, you might as well try to run some clock.
Well,
3rd and 1.
Here you go on that 3rd and short.
Run. And he's got it there. What a run by Norman on 3rd and short, and they move the sticks. East can't get a stop once again.
Well, that's been the story all night. West just moving the ball in the run game. They've gotten 8 yards a carry, it feels like, especially in that first half. Just it's been a struggle for this East defense to try and stop them. And coming into it that you're going to struggle against this amazing run game. You got Braden Johnson and Sam Wiles. But just you wanted to see something more from this defense.
First down and 10, the 35-yard line. Handoff. Norman tries again. He's got room. And he's finally wrapped up after a gain of what looks like enough for a first down.
They cannot. I mean, I said it at the beginning of this half. They need to focus all hands on deck against that Lakota West run game. I said it would be a long night, and it has. Like you said, that 8 yard per carry, it feels like. They've only had a few plays where they stopped him, and other than that, it has just been all running game.
And it has been excruciating to watch this East defense just get run all over. They have not had an answer at all. First and 10, handoff to Ponder again, and he is just continuing, to Norman there. He is continuing to just move the sticks. 2nd and 8. What a first down run once again.
Yeah, I mean, even though you're down 2 scores and this clock's ticking away, you got to give your offense a chance to get back on the field and score a touchdown. But right now, it's just, 10 yards a run. That's not going to stop. I mean, it does bring up 2nd and 2, but right now they're just getting run all over.
You got to get either a turnover or a stop if you're this East defense, or else this game is over. Stacked box. Wiles keeps, gets away from the first tackler. Man, he is such a strong runner. He's finally brought down, but he has got another first down. West continues to drive the ball.
Something I love out of him is that he never, ever, or I guess I shouldn't say never, but he very rarely fumbles. He is very good at that ball protection. He holds on to it. He keeps the ball in hand. He uses both hands, not one, trying to look flashy, and he does a great job of still getting yards.
New set of downs for West. They've been so effective on this drive, and they are really bleeding a lot of this clock. First down and 10 once again. Wiles takes it again, and once more, just a burst of power as he gets another 6 or 7 yards.
His delayed handoff is so scary. I mean, it fakes you out.
Yeah, it fakes me out almost every time.
And I can confirm it. It gets me a lot as well. He holds on to it the very last second, or he gives it. But, yeah, I mean, he just is very good at keeping the defense on their toes and to the point where they don't know where the ball is going until it's already gone.
It's just incredible how he can run all game. He almost never slides, takes the hit every time and just gets right back up, ready to do the next play.
2nd down and 2. Handoff this time for real, and it doesn't go really anywhere. He's close to the first down marker. They're going to mark him short, so 3rd down and short again. But, I mean, from what we've seen so far, I doubt East defense is able to stop him on this very, very short 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the 3rd and short. All game, West has created these 3rd and shorts, and they just easily gotten the first down on every single one. If there was ever a chance for East to stop him, it has to be right now. I mean, he only got 6 minutes left in this game. I mean, still, though, they don't get this. They're almost in field goal range. I mean, Kofi Adu before, just an amazing kicker with an amazing leg. But first plays right now, you got to get this stop.
Clock ticking below 5:50. Fake handoff. Wiles gets out of the first tackle again. And he's got enough for the first down.
What a break. I really thought that was going to be a tackle for a loss for East, and then just made the play, took the hit, like you said, and I think that is going to be enough for the first down.
I mean, I don't recall a single time this game where Sam Wiles has gone down on his first, I don't think I've seen a single time this game where Sam Wiles has gone down by the first tackler. I mean, his yards after contact have been insane in this game.
Yeah, and you knew coming in he's what he's done all year. He just runs the ball, but I think he has to be up over 200 yards on the ground now, and it's just unbelievable.
Really racking up those yak.
So a new set of downs for West. They are marching into East territory. Fake handoff again. Wiles keeps. and gets another 4. They move the chains a little bit. That one limited a little bit more, only 3-yard gain on that
And
one.
I'm just still so shocked that they're comfortable still giving the ball to Sam Wiles and letting him take these hits. I mean, your team is up by 2 scores, and there's only 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. I think you want to get this first down and possibly score this touchdown, but I still think you got to give it to the hands of your running backs. Save Sam Wiles.
Yeah,
I can't believe he's just still taking these hits, and the coach is putting him still on the field.
first few games of watching him, I get very freaked out. Every time he took a hit, I would cringe for a minute, but I think I'm numb to it at this point.
2nd and 8. Handoff for real. Goes to Braden Johnson. And he's wrapped up after a short game, but it brings up another 3rd and less than 5. Or third and about 6. There's a timeout called by East. Surprised to see them use it this early.
Yeah. I mean, credit to East defense. They have been getting torn up by Sam Wiles, but they've done a great job holding Braden Johnson. And, I mean, that power back, Max is giving me a look. I think they've done a good job. I mean, they held him in the first half to just 3.8 yards per carry. I wish I could see his stats live right now.
Yeah, but he had that touchdown.
have the
You got to
touchdown.
remember a lot of those carries came right on the goal line, so there's no way for him to get that average up.
I mean,
I don't think East
guess,
has done a
but
good job against the run at all.
definitely
in this
not
game.
against the run, but against Braden Johnson, you got to give him credit. He hasn't been tearing him up, especially for a running back who scores a touchdown on 20% of his carries.
Yeah,
They've done a good job keeping him out of the end zone. Unfortunately, Sam Wiles has just put on a show.
I think this has been a 6-minute drive, and they're not even to the 20-yard line yet. 3rd and 6, they might have to throw it here. I don't like the call to get a timeout. You give Wiles a chance to talk to his head coach and maybe drop a play. But this is bad territory for East. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, questionable decisions there as a timeout was called. They've got 2 left. Wiles steps back on 3rd and 6, fires it out, and Barnett fighting forward. It's going to be close again.
So now you got to make the decision. Do you go for it on that 4th and short play, or do you kick a field goal and take a 14-point lead?
I don't know. You kick this field goal. It's still a 2-score game.
Oh.
You get this first down.
They're moving the chains. They're giving
Are
him
you
a first
serious?
down on that.
What?
Man.
So the clock is going to continue to run.
What?
And I mean,
No, the chains gain. They're not even.
I'm
Wow.
honestly shocked. On both sides, there's been a couple of close calls where they've just been, frankly, too lazy to bring out the chain gang. I mean, what are they even over there for if they're not going to measure? That one was really close again. I mean, obviously, West has been great on the ground, but you're not even going to give it a chance. I don't know. I don't like that call. Nonetheless, West would have probably gone for it and would have probably gotten it with how it's been going so far. First down now. Handoff. He's got room. Cuts back inside. It's a foot race to the end zone, and in walks Kenyon Norman. What a run on first down, and that should do it for this game.
Kenyon Norman, I've said it all year. Every time he gets the ball, he is so scary in that open field, and once he cuts upfield, there is no stopping him. Just broke so many tackles on the way. Just poor tackling from Lakota East.
I mean, yeah, credit to West's O-line, just open space, and he did break a couple tackles, but I think you are right, Max. That will definitely put this one out of reach. Now it is a 3-score ball game. East hung with them for 3 quarters. Just, I mean, this West offense just dominated all night.
Yeah, the East run defense just could not get a stop. And, I mean, anything possible in a GMC football game, but a 3-score comeback in 3 minutes, pretty much impossible.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you're an East fan, you got to definitely keep hope. I mean, West they're number 10 in Ohio. You're ranked number 45th. You're going to have a playoff game. You got to go up against Oak Hills next week. You can't let this one get to you. Got to show up at Oak Hills, take care of business there, and then it's off to the playoffs. So you still have a chance. You might see West again if you do make a run in the playoffs. So season is by far not over.
Yeah, I think what they've done here tonight truly has been incredible. There are not a lot of teams who can hang with Lakota West, and not only that, but to put up 24 points when they are allowing less than a touchdown per game, that is definitely impressive. And just a lot of what they've done tonight, not only impressive, but has impressed me on the Lakota West side.
And West, again, obviously not scoring 50 in this game, but now 6 games in a row where you scored over 40 points. They're going into the playoffs hot as long as they can take care of business against Mason next week, which shouldn't be a problem. And, I mean, you've got to have a positive outlook for both sides here. This has been the closest East-West game I've seen, I think, in my lifetime, honestly.
And yeah, this is the most amount of points that West has allowed this year. They held St. Xavier to just 13, and then Princeton, in their one loss to Princeton, they only allowed 14 points. So Lakota East showing that while West did outscore Lakota East defense, I think East offense, you still got to make a case that they could be the best in the GMC.
Assuming nothing drastic happens here, Bolden will remain undefeated against Lakota East, including his time at Coleraine, which is truly incredible.
Kitna steps back, airs one out there, and he's got Derek Williams for a first down. Good play there on first down, but not a lot of time left. Probably won't matter this late into this game.
I mean, anything can happen, but just a chance for JT Kitna to maybe pad his stats a little bit. He had really an incredible game other than the one interception. I can't really put the loss on him.
And you can't really knock any of the offensive guys individually. I think it's just this defense couldn't make a stop to save their lives, and it ended up costing them, as well as a couple of dumb penalties. And maybe a call or two that didn't go their way as Derek Williams gets another first down. East moving the ball well on this drive, but clock is ticking. It's down to 2:45 left in the fourth quarter.
I don't know his exact stat line, but I think this will be the first game this season that JT Kitna goes over 300 passing yards. And to do it against Lakota West, or the #1 passing defense, has to feel good. And you're going into Oak Hills next week, who has the worst passing defense. Try to put up some big numbers there. Bounce back from this loss.
Kitna steps back, airs it out to Zion Neal, who is popped.
What a hit right there by Reese Mason. He read that one. He saw the play coming across the field, and he did what he needed to do to get him out of bounds and make an incompletion.
And Zion Neal's shaken up after that play. Does get up and run off on his own power. There's a flag down at about midfield.
I think a ref's might signal a face mask.
And a big break there, 15 free yards. I mean, you're down 3 scores, but still can't make mistakes like that late into a game.
I think that was
there's been so many personal foul penalties in this one. I mean, it's been interesting. Definitely the most personal fouls in a game I've seen all year.
I guess it's not too shocking in a very a massive rivalry between in-district schools like this game is, Lakota West and Lakota East.
Ryder hooks in motion. Kitna empty backfield once again. Pressure coming. Gets away from the first wave of tacklers. Tries to get it out again. That one incomplete again. And, I mean, the West fans are upset. That's 2 plays now where Kitna's gotten away and just kind of barely chucked it out, and 2 plays where you could easily call intentional grounding because there's, again, no one in the area.
Yeah, the refs have been somewhat – I mean, it feels like every game you could call the refs questionable. The West fans are not happy with that one.
It's not easy. I mean, you
It's
don't
never
get
easy.
you don't get any replay advantages, so it's definitely harder being a
Ryder
high schooler.
hooks trying to find some room. Able to get away from a couple of tacklers, but West able to get the job done. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Clock ticking below 2 minutes, and East has simply run out of time in this game.
Yeah, and I talked about it a lot during the game. I mean, can they keep up with this West offense all game? And they just couldn't do it. This West offense just they were on it tonight.
And you can make the case East has the best passing offense in the league, but West, man, that run game that West has got.
Especially Sam Wiles. What a night.
It's so dynamic because you've got 3 guys that can really run the ball, and it's kind of impossible to stop if you're a defense, as Kitna has had a couple of plays where they could have called it a fumble. This time they will. West will take over, and that should do it here. 1:26 left, 42-24 the score. And that mistake is one that should seal what was the game to win the GMC.
That one was all Cam Thomas right there. just the defense playing very strong together. Obviously, didn't come. The outcome wasn't what I assume you guys wanted, but appreciate you guys having us on the broadcast. It was a great time, just a fun experience to have overall. You know, inside the district of Lakota, the best district in Ohio.
Yeah, maybe not game of the year on the field, but definitely coming into it, the stakes were high, and these offenses both produced. It's fun for a fan, but for a Lakota East fan, it was not fun, but still got to look forward to the playoffs and keep doing what you've been doing all year. This Lakota West team is great, and you're going to face these great teams in the playoffs. It's good practice for them for what they're going to see.
Yeah, they obviously wanted the win. As an unbiased commentator up here, at least I try to be, this has been a fun game to watch. I mean, there's been so many big plays, so many explosive moments, and, I mean, you couldn't really ask for a better game. Maybe you want a closer score, but there has not been a shortage of big plays on either side of the ball. Maybe a couple questionable calls, but, and what a game. Can't ask for anything better. As I want to give you an update on the Princeton-Middletown game. A huge game because it will determine the GMC, because if Princeton loses, that could give West the only spot as GMC champion, and right now they're only up by 7 against Middletown. Up by 6 against Middletown. So West takes the knee. I'm not sure. I think there's still enough time for them to do it once more. But yeah, the Middletown-Princeton game will determine if West is going to be the sole champion of the GMC. Warranted they can take care of business next week against Mason, which shouldn't really be a problem. And there, the knee that will seal the game. What a game between East and West. Bitter rivals since they split back in 1997. We want to thank you so much for watching. West next week moves on to play Mason, and East will finish their season off at Oak Hills. Man, this has been a fun one to bring to you. I want to give a shout out to all the athletic boosters, as well as our sponsors, Butler Tech, Lakota East Spark. Shout out to Lakota West Broadcasting for having us, helping us out with the stream. I'm Max Earl. With me is Beck Lucas and Nico Stallworth. Man, what a game, and we will see you next time.